see everybody in the chat right now. Thanks everybody for joining. We're just waiting on the players to set up their game in Tabletop Simulator. So we expect to be online in just a couple minutes with them. This is going to be the semifinal game of Pod 1 of the T5S2 series. So this is the pod that we are giving away a Chaos Space Marine Army for. And we got Raptors from Glarrg versus a very cool Imperium soup featuring Sisters of Battle and Tempestus Scions. Everybody who wants to take a look at the lists are in the description. Down below, you'll just have to hit that Show More button, and you'll be able to access those. And we'll get started as soon as we can, so hang in there.
and another swift but deadly.
Okay.
Loyal trait, which lets
We
them
are
attack
online.
6 inches, advance and charge.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Then I've got 6 just bolter squads.
Can the
Yeah, the
YouTube
real question
video
is,
hear both of us?
can the chat hear? I think we figured it out. I think we've got this one time with no
Trial and error.
Yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely.
Darby, if you didn't have your looks, I don't know what else you'd have.
Certainly no brains up in here. What's up, everybody on the chat? How's it going? Thanks everybody for joining. Looks like we have almost 25 people in here. That's sick. We're playing the semifinals of the Pod 1 of the T5S2 series. So this is a pod that we're giving away a Chaos Army to the winner. So these guys are competing for. We have in the blue over here, we have Glarrg playing Raptors Space Marines. So a Raven Guard Successor chapter, complete with Lias Issodon. And then over in the red, we have Doots, appropriately in the red, I think I might add, because his whole army is red over here, playing a super cool Imperium soup list with a whole bunch of Battle Sisters, as well as a huge Tempestus Scions battalion. Yeah, do we want to run through the list real quick first?
Hell yeah, let's run through these beautiful, beautiful pro-Imperial armies. This is going to be awesome of a game. So which one you want to do first? Why
don't we talk about
Sexy
Glarg's,
Raptors?
Yeah, Glarg's Sexy Raptors over here.
Okay, Glarrg is Sexy Raptor. So I actually played against Glarg's list last week, and it stomped me pretty good. Very interesting game. A lot of stuff. So let me I'm actually kind of testing this list out. So it's actually, if you haven't played against it or don't have a lot of knowledge about it right now, it is brutal. I'm going to kind of go over the fundamentals of the list. So he's basically running a double battalion of the Raptor chapter, which is a sub of the Raven Guard. He's got, for his chapter selection, he's got Hungry for Battle, which gives him a +1 advance and +1 charge, which is pretty cool, and long-range marksman, because he's going to be dropping some Centurions down that have flamers. An 11-inch flamer is better than an 8-inch flamer. For his HQ in his first...
Big shocker.
Turns out. Pro tip.
A flamer that you can shoot when you deep strike.
Yeah, so he's running he's running a Librarian with Shadow Step and Enveloping Darkness, which ignores, you can kill Overwatch on one model, and Shadow Step basically is the jump for Raven Guard, but with just one character model. He's got a double lieutenant, one in Phobos, and he's got just a normal lieutenant. I think he had some points to kill, which are going to give him the reroll ones. And his goal is going to be to use the Librarian to kind of jump his lieutenants around the board wherever he needs them to give him that very precious reroll of ones. He's got some scout squads of bolters, which are awesome because obviously with the new rules, they get longer shots. And, bolters are still pretty good when you're shooting at elves or, orcs or anything low armor safe. He's got a triple Centurion bomb. Okay, so he's got 2 assault squads with 2 4-man assault squads of Centurions with Hurricane Bolters and Flamers. And then, of course, he's got the absolutely devastating Centurion Grav cannon with amps with more additional Hurricane Bolters with the new stratagem in the Space Marine Codex, rerolling wounds and rerolling your damage modifier for 1 CP on those Grav cannons. If anyone's played against it with stuff that affects, you know how brutal it is. He's running some scout sergeants. It is a battalion with a chaplain. The chaplain obviously is going to do the Master of Ambush ability and the Litany of Hate and the Canticle of Hate. He's going to hope for that +2 to charge, and then the delicious 6-inch Consolidate, which the chaplain ability gives you. Really good. That's going to be his warlord. He's obviously running Lias Issodon. I always get his name wrong.
Lias Issodon.
There it is. He's the chapter master of the Raven Guard. He gives you, you can put 3 units in reserves with him, which is usually the scout squads, for a second turn jump. He gives you a full reroll of hits within the 6-inch aura. He's also got a weirdly delightful weapon. 30-inch range, strength 5, neg 3 or 4, with 2 damage assault 3 gun, which is awesome with his rerolls. And then we got a couple of Eliminator Squads hanging out in the backfield with the new Raven Guard Super Doctrine, which gives him +1 to hit, +1 to wound against character models. So he's going to run a lot of snipers to be able to definitely kill out those characters that are in the backfield. And of course, he's got the Aggressor squad that's going to accompany the Chaplain. If he goes first, turn 1, that's going to be 9 inches away from your opponent, and no one wants to face a 6-man Aggressor and then a Chaplain with +2 to charge on turn 1. So that basically covers his list. Trevi, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, clearly it's a scary list. We've seen lists like this do insanely well all the way, through 2019 since the new Space Marine Codex got released, and up through LVO, a list very similar to this was in the finals, and they were relatively unscathed by the Space Marine nerf in February, since most of these weapons are not heavy, so they don't have to stay in Devastator Doctrine, it's a lot of assault weapons and rapid fire to benefit from Tactical Doctrine, and you're going to be able to stay in that rounds 2 and 3, which is going to be the two most important rounds of the game, as these guys jump
100%.
in and absolutely blast people.
And kind of like what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, I think Imperial Fists and Raven Guard and all the other Space Marine sub-chapters, kind of dodged the big nerf that kind of smashed out on Iron Hands. I think GW kind of had tunnel vision on that one chapter. But that being said, that chapter did have like a 70% win rate.
Yeah.
But that being said, all these other Space Marine chapters people are starting to move out to them and seeing what they offer. And God, Imperial Fists are amazing. Raven Guard's amazing. White Scars. I mean, pick your poison. They're all good.
Yeah, and especially it's cool because Raptors didn't get touched, but we are seeing them now, seeing some competition from the other chapters that no one really picked up. So Salamanders and Ultramarines, and even White Scars, seeing a lot of competitive play these days now that they're a little bit more viable.
Long story short, Space Marines are still good.
Yep.
Cool. So we got the other list, right? This one's interesting. This is a Doots. I love the name, by the way. You can really get some really good original names in TTS. I shall be known from this day forward as Doots. DOOTS.
Yep. So let me just bring that up real quick. It's there's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's super cool. So it is a mixed Imperium list, so not pure faction. We're playing actually 3 different sub-factions. So we have a battalion here of Tempestus Scions. That's including 3 10-man Scion squads, which is not something you see often. Typically, you'll see the 5-man with the 2 plasma guns just to keep the points, a little bit... keep more points light because they are just toughness 3 guys. They have a 4-up save, but they're still going to die. But Doots in here is bringing in 10-man squads, and that gives them a lot of flexibility. You can use them. They're, hotshot las guns are insane at clearing infantry. They make great screens. Being able to deep strike screens with those grav shoots anywhere on the table is a super strong tech play. And they're not that hard to or they're not that easy to take out. They're not as easy as an infantry squad, and they are not as easy as a 5-man squad would be. So if you need to jump them on an objective, a Thunderfire Cannon's going to have to take a couple shots to kill these guys, and that's a big deal when you're looking at a 10-man versus a 5-man unit here. We're also seeing, I think, the obligatory triple command squads with 4 plasma guns. And then to go with those guys, we have 3 Tempestor Primes with command rods, so they can give the rerolls to hit to those guys and to the infantry squads. All of this is in a 43rd Iotan Dragons regiment, which gives them an additional 6 inches of range on their rapid fire weapons. So that's going to set all of these hotshot las guns to range 24, so they become a little more bolter-like, and that also lets you rapid fire them when you deep strike in, which normally they cannot do, which is kind of a big downside of the standard Scions. And that gives you a 30-inch range on your plasma guns, which is just enormous. Getting the 15-inch rapid fire means that you're a lot safer from the swing back, and you can reach deeper into your opponent's screens. Your opponent's going to have to screen 6 inches back from his forward unit in order to stop you rapid firing something. So you have to create this enormous buffer zone to stop these guys from shooting you.
If I can quickly say one thing as we go on the list, I mean, as we've all been playing on TTS and getting hopefully a ton of games in, you're seeing all these different armies come out. We're screening. I've seen screening become more and more relevant the last couple of months as we've been moving along in the meta, because you're able to just, with all these new armies like Sisters of Battle, being able to deep strike stuff in, and then with Space Marines being able to do it, the ability to screen with these massive blob squads, and the way that a lot of armies have ways to kind of get that few more inches past the screen to read that stuff that's going to be like in the nougat center. So you're 100% right. That 15-inch rapid fire, it matters.
It's a big old deal, turns out.
Mm-hmm. 3 inches is 3 inches additional is a big deal, right?
Yeah. Looks like Doots is getting some support in the chat here. Jack Vinson's rooting for Doots. Ben Starkley's rooting for Exorcist specifically. So good job,
now I
guys.
gotta ask, Jack, are you rooting just because the name is awesome, or because you actually know the guy personally? That's the thing, because I'm rooting for the name.
Because they like his list. Maybe that's it.
That's a fair point.
So, but the big, the Tempestus Scions are cool and flashy and very exciting, but I think the big centerpiece of the list is these 2 detachments of Adepta Sororitas. Obviously, Adepta Sororitas absolutely exploding onto the meta after they got released just a couple months ago. And this is, I think, sort of a classic combination of Sisters of Battle sub-factions. So we have a battalion from the Valorous Heart Order. That gives you an innate ignore AP1 bonus, which immediately turns off or helps to turn off a ton of Glarrg's shooting, because he's going to be in Tactical Doctrine all these, on turn 2 when all these Hurricane Bolters come in, and that's going to be his infantry clearing, and immediately he negates that Tactical Doctrine bonus.
It's huge.
It's enormous. The one upside for Glarrg here is that he does ignore cover, so these guys aren't going to be able to get to that 2+ save. But ignoring the AP on that bolters there is an enormous deal, because they do have power armor. They are a 3-up save, and they're hard to kill.
You are basically shutting down your opponent's doctor.
Yes,
that is insane. That is now starting to realize, like, holy crap, I can shut down what makes Space Marines even more deadly than used to.
Yes. Absolutely crazy. The amount of resilience you get from just these little, I think they're 9-point per model Battle Sisters is insanity. We're seeing 3 10-sister units here of just standard Battle Sisters. 2 of them have Stormbolters in each unit, just a 2-point upgrade you can bring in just to add a little bit of firepower. We're going to see a lot of Horde infantry lists with a lot of light infantry in them, and just having the addition, a couple additional bolter shots is going to be useful for a couple points. They hit on 3s, so you're kind of like, might as well. Also in that Valorous Heart detachment is the Living Saint herself. So we get Celestine in here. So she's going to be a hard model to kill, and she's going to buff invulnerable saves. If you're able to punch through this AP ignoring, then those sisters are going to be still hard, remain hard to kill, because Celestine's giving them her invulnerable save aura. We have 2 Imagifers.
Pound for pound, inch for inch, she is worth every point. She is an absolute monster in close combat, and her ability just to come back to life. So you look at her and go, she's actually double the wounds that she has.
Right.
You got to deal with her twice.
Yeah, and it's
huge.
And it's a lot more reliable than Gilliman's, right? Because here she comes back in a 2+. 2+, she comes back.
And no CP.
You don't have to roll. Yeah, you don't have to roll that 50-50 to get in there. It's she's also got. She just has a heavy flamer on her sword. Did you know that? She just has one.
with a neg 1. It's an assault 8d6 strength 5 and 1.
It's a
cool.
Flamer.
Okay, I'll take that for free. Charger, go
sure,
for it.
Why not? Yeah. She's great. She's awesome.
Yeah. Not to interject too much, but I've been kind of seeing a little bit in the background where you're seeing not maybe mono sisters, but you're seeing them kind of offset other Imperial armies, which I think is a great way to play them. I think mono's the way to go, but I mean, listen, you could take Celestine and 3 exorcists for 1 detachment.
Right.
I mean, you cannot go wrong with that amount of fire powers and close combat ability for 500, 600 points into a 2,000 point game.
Yeah, the Exorcists are enormous powerhouses, and I think kind of the days of the Loyal 32, the 3 guardsmen, 2 company commander guard battalion is they're slowly waning as we're seeing these Sisters of Battle lists come in that bring 15 to 30 battle sisters that are almost impossible to dig out. When you're looking at killing a guardsman squad versus killing this Valorous Heart Sisters of Battle squad, these ladies are on a 2+ armor save most of the time. Your chaff shooting to grab a kill on turn 1 isn't going to do it. You have to actually commit resources to kill these CP battery models.
And not to throw out that you can't play mono, sisters are a horde army now. You see games with Sisters of Battle, you go, holy God, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, they're bringing 80 to 100 models easy.
Easy. And
Yeah, so also we have two Imagifers. Looks like they're getting deployed right now in that detachment. They're going to give an aura to increase that AP1 reduction to ignoring AP2. That's where we're coming at, saying that these ladies are so resilient. That's probably, I would say, 80 to 90% of the AP in the game. Just doesn't work on them. All of your doctrines
100%.
don't work. Your heavy bolters in a Devastator doctrine on turn 1 turns off all the AP. The big thing here too is that that also will work on these exorcists. So exorcists are big old chonky models. They're toughness 8. They have a boatload of wounds, and they have an enormous missile launcher that's firing strength 8 -3 D6 damage shots, 3D3 of those, and they're just huge. A damage output greater than a Lehman Russ, essentially, for these organ guns here.
Well, maybe not with what the guard got in their new psychic awakening.
Yeah, that's fair.
Being able to guarantee a 12-shot basilisk every turn for 2 CP or not basilisk, Lehman Russ, pretty good.
Yeah.
But what I love about the Exorcist, and I think hopefully everyone saw it right away, like I did, is they went from a random 1d6 shot to a 3d3 shot, which I will 10 times out of 10. You see a 3 on 1d6 roll, you're like, I guess I'm going to keep it because that's 50%. You're at least getting a 3 shot out of each exorcist with a max at 9. So just getting that guarantee, because every one of us has played a game where you have a 1d6 shot with a super weapon, and how many times have we all rolled a 1, burned a CP, rolled into another 1, laughed, punched probably the wall behind us. I mean, now you're getting at least a guaranteed 3. Oh, that is money. But they are a little expensive though. I think they're about $1.50 on the point scale.
170 with the heavy missile launcher. Yep.
20 inches off, or 20 points off. But I think they're still great. But
yes.
I was going to run 3 of those in Celestine in a list that I was kind of tinkering with an Imperial list, and then I kind of saw that 3 of them would be 510 points. And come on. Still a lot of points. And then Celestine's another 100. So, yeah, but it's still good. It's still backfield. And whatever you decide to mix in, you can get some real positive outcome. Having 3 of those in your backfield slamming stuff at 48 inches.
But the Exorcists are not where we end with this list, because there's a whole nother detachment. We have a vanguard of Order of the Bloody Rose, Sororitas, bringing in 2 Sisters Repentia units. These ladies are cheap as chips. They're about 100 points per unit, and they trade up so insanely hard with these big old chainswords. Bloody Rose gives them an additional AP on their melee weapons, so they're all going to be, I think, swinging an AP -4. Alongside potentially the +1 to wound strat that Bloody Rose gets access to as well. So as a cheap counterpunch unit, they are insanely strong. They're easy to deliver because you can use miracle dice to sub in for your charge rolls, and you can automatically pass long charges. And to help that out as well, we also have a max unit of Seraphim in that detachment. The Bloody Rose benefit also buffs your pistols, so all of their bolt pistols are going to be AP1, and we have a bunch of hand flamers in here as well, probably to clear screens for the Scions to come in, so you can't adequately screen against them. Because you can use the Fiery Descent, I think it's called, stratagem to fire these ladies when they jump in from Deep Strike. And that increases their range by 6, so their hand flamers are firing at 12 inches with a point of AP. Just a bunch of damage from an annoying harassment unit, but because you can also sub in your charge dice with those miracle dice immediately after you come in, you can guarantee that 9-inch charge when you Deep Strike. And they're not great in melee. They don't have melee weapons per se, but they are going to come in with that -1 AP, and they are going to, just slam you, engage you, tie stuff up, fall back and shoot again, and just be obnoxious.
Oh, 100%. And I also have to comment how you actually started this chunk of it as Billy Mays used to. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
I've been holding that in for 5 minutes. When you were going over it. I was like, when is an appropriate time to interrupt? You know, no, those are so good. Miracle dice, you're 100% right. I mean, you're guaranteeing dice rolls that you otherwise, and like I kind of talked about that that weapon that rolls 1d6, you roll, spend a CP, and re-roll into a 1. We've all done it. Being able to miracle dice a guarantee, oh, so good. So good.
Absolutely, yeah. It's insane ability, and really, yeah. But wait, there's more. Really feels like a staple of those mixed Imperium lists right now, because with these Sisters of Battle and these new Astra Militarum abilities, these kind of light infantry horde armies are able to bring in so many cool tricks. And really diversify their lists. You know, these lists aren't a big 1-2 punch combo. This is a really strong mid-range list that can absolutely compete in every phase of the game. There's strong melee units in the Repentia, there's strong shooting units in the Exorcists, and there's a bunch of skirmishing units like these Sisters of Battle Squads and these Scions. And it can fight any enemy it comes into, it's going to have a game plan against. And that's the beauty of those Soup Imperium lists.
Oh, and you know what? The one great thing I've really loved being able to watch a lot of these TTS games, play and cast, is you really see the skill level of these mixed Imperial lists. Not to say that this is a complicated game to play, wink, wink. But I mean, think about what he's running 4 different codexes at this point, trying to mix and match rules to get optimization, being able to remember everything through the phase, and then of course playing in a competitive event, even on TTS. At the skill level, I think with these mixed Imperial lists, I mean, people don't give them a lot of credit. There's a lot of different stuff that you have to remember. Yeah, because if you make a mistake,
every time I rock up to an event, and especially these TTS events, where we don't necessarily, you go to an RTT and you kind of know who to look out for, if you're in your local meta. But these TTS events, you could play against anyone. And every time I see a list that looks like Doots' list here, that is this insane Frankensteinian monster of different sub-factions, I know they know what they're doing. There's reasons for all these models to be in here, and I think that they're going to be good at playing that list.
There's probably a reason why both these players are in the semifinals. Yeah. I mean, let's be real honest. I mean, so it's awesome. Like, it's gonna be a good list. I'm super pumped for this game. I'm also loving the fact that the Raven Guard player, the Raptor player, won the role for the attacker, because I know that when I played him, he was like, I haven't gone first in the last 6 games, and his army is literally made to go first. He's turning it around, and I mean, I think we're going to be able to witness some real cheekiness here, being able to get his deep strike in first. But if you look at Doots, like, Doots knows what he's doing. He is hiding everything he can from that hit. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything pans out.
Yeah, so we'll give a quick synopsis of the mission here. So we're playing What's Yours is Mine. So each player effectively is going to put an objective in each deployment zone. It looks like I'm not sure who placed this one back here, number 4 in Glarrg's deployment zone, but that is very defensively placed. Although I think Glarrg might want to be a little bit more aggressive. Although I imagine Doots put number 2 down, because that gives the Exorcists a good line onto whoever's holding that.
So he really can't do much at this point, because a lot of the pre-strats that the Raven Guard, Raptors play, you can't go within 9 inches of your opponent, and you have to be 9 inches outside your opponent's deployment zone. And so it looks like having the deployment of, what is this, Hammer and Anvil, or this is the
this is a spear line or spearhead assault.
Spearhead assault. Yeah. He's not going to get, because you want to get those aggressors to be able to shoot and then of course charge something, and it's going to be difficult for him to do that. And so what he's doing is he's giving Doots is getting the ability that he's going to be able to punch back. And I know as Glarrg, because I played against him, he's totally cool with losing the aggressors, the Chaplain, a couple scout squads turn 1. You're just going to cough that up to your opponent. You want to pin your opponent in, which is what he's doing. And he's just going to throw troops that you have to deal with. And then next turn, on his turn 2, is where the meaty goodness of that long-range marksman 3-inch wink is going to be really effective. He's going to come in and just smash.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and pop it over to the player mics here. It looks like we're getting into the shooting phase, and so we're going to see some target priority from Glarrg on his first turn here.
So they have 18 shots for the 3 guys plus 3d6 each. No, 3d6 for each group of 3. So the first ones into the white squad get an additional.
The range is 18 normally.
So it's going to be 21. So it's going to be in anyway.
Yeah, so it looks like we have the aggressors firing into the Repentia, making use of that long-range marksman trait to fire their 18 inches. Their weapons 21 inches.
21 inches, but I don't think he's going to worry too much. I mean, this is great because he's hopefully he can get first blood on it or a kill. But I mean, this is literally what he has. He has the eliminators that are going to be able to shoot some indirect shots, but they're only strength 5 and 2. 3 shots each, or three shots each unit for a model of 3. So I mean, first blood is tough to get if your opponent knows how to play against this Raptor list.
And it'll be wounding on 3s because you're not the closest this way.
Looks like we did get Catechism on that unit, so I imagine that the other aggressors are firing at the Exorcist in front of them to get the +1 to wound on it. That does move them to 5s because that toughness 8 is going to give them a little trouble.
And AP dash weapon, so they're going to get a 3.
Yes. Yeah, no AP quite yet. That's for next turn.
Okay, he got 4 of them.
So 2 of them can't shoot at all.
So the question is what do you do with your eliminators? Do you try to get you try to go for the Sister Repentas that you've already killed 4 of, but there's 6 in there. You got 6 shots. It's not great. I mean, what do you try to do to get that kill 1? Because that this is a point of secondaries and primaries.
Well, let's take a look at the secondaries here.
Good call.
Glarrg is bringing Headhunter, so I imagine he's going to start taking pot shots at some of these Sisters of Battle characters. There are a ton of them. There's 3 Imagifers in this list. There's a Missionary. There's a bunch of Canonesses. A lot of 3 and 4 wounds, toughness 3 characters that these eliminators are theoretically going to rip up. Their executioner rounds not doing quite a great job. But I think once they get into line of sight, they're going to be able to start picking up those characters real quick.
And it's interesting because it doesn't work turn 1. It's only when you're in Tactical Doctrine do you get the Raptors Super Doctrine, a +1 to hit, +1 to wound against characters. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like turn 1 you just kind of have to go, okay, let's see how much what I can do, and then turn 2 is when you really go ham. Because this when you start making these Imperial mixed attachments, you guys got a lot of characters on the board. So it's going to be interesting. I think nothing would make him happier than to bring down Celestine right now, make her have to respawn in the backfield.
Yeah, it seems a little tough though. I think she's a sturdy girl.
She is.
Oh man, looks like we're actually just going to take those Repentia out. Well, there you go. Yep. You got to kill him. That's a unit that can reasonably threaten your Centurions, honestly. And you have to take out those threats. The Battle Sisters aren't going to do much, with a bolt gun.
Yeah, I would think he's just trying to get first blood. Or she's trying to get kill 1 because I think he knows he's going to cough up 2 to 3 units on turn 1. You don't want to give your opponent an easy 2-point jump on you. At least try to get 1 point on the board because this can snowball out of control real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he's shooting at the Exorcist now.
Yep. Some interesting secondary picks from Doots here. We have Gangbusters, which I think is an auto-include against the Centurions and the Aggressors.
No-brainer.
Yeah, easy peasy. That's a quick 4 points you can pick up against that list. He's got
He'll get 3 of them just with the Aggressors.
Yes. So Old School, an interesting one, relying on taking out the Raven Guard Warlord, and I don't remember who's the printed Warlord.
It's the Chaplain.
It is? That's easy.
It is the Chaplain.
Old
School makes complete sense against Raptors.
Yeah, because
remember, when you want to move those aggressors up to your opponent's 9 inches from their deployment zone, you have to use your Warlord trait. So it is going to be the Chaplain and the Aggressors. I think Old School is a super smart choice because he's going to get literally first blood. He's going to get 3 points from Gangbusters, and he's probably going to get Warlord on his turn 1. So I mean, this is going to spiral very quickly. When you play Raptors, your opponent is going to get a lot of early points on you, but you come back turn 4, turn 5. You try to just outsteam them.
Yeah, Raptors is a interesting form of aggressive list. You end up taking the board very quickly, especially if you go first. And you can push your opponent back with the threat of that.
Okay, I'm going to spend 1 CP on the...
Oh, yeah,
looks like we actually have denied the turn 1 kill.
Oh, did he burn 2 CP to auto pass, or did he actually roll a pass?
5 plus.
Oh, nope. He just failed his leadership.
Doesn't matter, yeah. So
I think
they're good on a 5, and then yellow.
it's happening.
2 and 6 is 8, which is good for them.
So he did spend a CP there for something, and I don't know what that was for.
Put all of the infantry models in.
Let's safely assume that might have been an auto pass.
Do it, but let's save it for the end because
Oh, yeah, 'cause you
we'll
have
take all my highlights away.
You know, it's a 3-point swing if Glarrg's not able to get a kill first round.
Yeah, that might have been
huge.
Miracle dice too
I think that probably
to
would've
set
been
that in.
one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not as up on the Sisters of Battle stratagems as I would like to be. So I am.
You can't memorize over 1,000 different stratagems.
Not yet. I'm getting
Jeez,
there.
what a noob.
Slowly but surely.
Okay, so start of my turn. Miracle dice. Perfect.
You know, I think that turn. I think it's just about the turn. I don't think he's gonna be able to make a charge. I can't get my. Yeah, there's no way he's gonna be able to get a charge in. Maybe
with
against the
those
Battle
aggressors?
Sisters.
Yes.
He's gonna be +2 to charge. Actually, he might be able. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't think
charge.
he's done
Charge
it,
race
yeah.
is done.
I don't think it's worth. It's probably not even worth declaring on the Exorcist and eating, potentially losing an aggressor for what probably looks like a 9 or a 10-inch charge.
Let's see.
I think I probably would have tried to charge those
The
Battle
red is
Sisters.
gonna be
Try to
down
try
and just
one of them with those
Yep.
aggressors.
Yeah, and if you
his-
can do that, you can try to finagle the touch on the Exorcist, which is worth it. But yeah, I don't know. He might not have been within an inch of the wall either, so it might have been a real long charge around the side.
So one of those amazing litanies from that Chaplain that's sitting right there gives him +2 to his charge, and it gives him a 6-inch consolidation and pile up. So I mean, you guys got to think a 6-inch compared to the original 3 for your consolidation and your pile in. I mean, you can easily try point with those bad ones, and just try to grab as much as you can.
I'm gonna
You know,
advance red.
yeah. I don't know. I think I probably would have put the aggressors. No, he put him in the middle. That's where he had to go first. Yeah, that's kind of where you put him.
2 and then 1,
Yeah.
so 3 inches.
Yeah,
There's not
I
a lot of
mean,
great options
and
for
what's
those
the
aggressors.
the other option there is you shoot at the Exorcist and you may let it take 3 up saves. You know, like all right.
Yeah,
I think you have to push.
Cool.
Yeah, you have to push in, and you have to try to take those Repentia out. They're the easiest target for those bolters to kill, and they're the most dangerous thing on the board besides these Exorcists against your Centurions right now.
And now, one thing that we really got to discuss that I think is going to play really big into this is, you know, the Raptors player. He's going to come down with his Centurions this turn, which means Doots is going to be dropping those plasma boys wherever he wants to.
Right after.
And he is going to light up some Centurions. So
And-
he's got a really good counterpunch.
And here's a really interesting interaction that might come into play this game too. Is that 43rd Iotan's Dragons regiment choice gives you a 15-inch rapid fire on your plasma guns, which means you can drop outside of range of Auspex scan from the Centurions.
Correct.
So you can drop in and get those double plasma gun shots, overcharging and not accidentally lose a unit to a 2CP stratagem on your turn.
And what I do love about Doots' list, and I think it's a really good matchup against the Raptors list, is going second. You're like, oh, you think it's always going to be the end of the world. You got a ton of terrain to hide behind. Glarrg has to figure out what he's going to do because he only has 4 units coming in from reserve. Okay, just 4, which means the big battle is going to be obviously in Doots' backfield, but Doots is going to be able to do board manipulation starting next turn with all these cheap squads that he can start throwing around on Objective 2, on the backfield. He's going to be able to manipulate the board going on, and scouts are not great against deep striking scions. It's just, and once those Centurions go down, they're down. They ain't moving. They move 4 inches a turn after that point.
Yeah, that's the big downside of that Raptors list is if it gets screened out of relevant objectives. Fortunately, this mission has a lot of good ones on the table. There's a lot of objectives to go for. But the Centurions they're like a gun turret. They slowly plod along the table, and if they get a charge, they can get some distance. But if you don't give it to them, then they're just living in the corner.
I think this is going to be. I'm obviously rooting for the Raven Guard because I'm playing Raven Guard right now. But I think this is going to be a great game. But I think this is going to be very interesting because I think you're going to see a lot of checkers. This is going to be or Connect 4. You're going to see a lot of. You're going to see this go down, then you're going to see that go down on some other objective. And like I said, the one big
they're not
thing,
like
the
my
one big
smart
downside
kid,
of this
are they?
Raptors
No.
list is once you put your Centurions on the board,
So
they aren't
I
going
will
anywhere. Now, the great
spend
thing about
one
Glarrg's
to
list is he
reroll
does
number
have that
six for
Librarian that
the
is going to be able to jump himself
and
across the
that.
board,
They
kind of
shoot
be a
into
little
aggressive.
reactive with
Yeah, the aggressor.
And
the
you
other
can spend
lieutenant he has in the
2 CP on,
backfield.
Transhuman.
But
Yep,
I think
absolutely.
once those Scions start hitting
So
backfield
good luck.
objectives
Number
on the
shots.
Raven
Roll
Guard player, this
one.
game's going to get real interesting.
Hey.
I think it's going to be down to the wire. I think it's going to be a close scoring a game. This is
Okay.
oof.
On threes. And we move on fours because of transhuman. So 3 wounds at AP3.
Looks like we saw a transhuman go down on those
6
aggressors, make them only wounded on 4+.
Transhuman, 2 CP to make
so the
anything that
first
your opponent
one
rolls 1, 2, or
kills.
3 not work.
Second
Worth it,
one
Yeah.
does 1. Third one kills that second guy.
No, but I see him pulling away
Yeah.
aggressors here.
Exorcist
So,
blasted 2 of them down.
Heavy bolter.
Yep, that's what they do.
I think that's to be expected. You just got to make him pour all of that firepower into those aggressors and not be able to have much
the
left to
other
hit the rest of
exorcist
your
is
army
gonna
so that they can
170.
continue to play that objective game.
Actually,
If those aggressors are able to clean up 3 to 4 of these exorcists, that's going to be a lot. They just have to take a ton of bolter fire because the armor saving those aggressors is still only a 3-up.
Yes, yeah.
They ain't 2-ups.
Yep, that's for sure. And, Glarrg does have a lot of scouts up in the center here that are going to be in danger as well to those bolters. And that's where these Battle Sisters want to be shooting. They have a solid profile to kill standard scouts. Looks like only 1 and 2/3 down from the second exorcist there.
Okay.
He's lost 3. He's lost half of the aggressors so far.
This guy is actually rerolling ones. Should probably remember
So
that.
chat, Raven Guard did take the first turn, and we're seeing this is bottom of turn 1 right now. Unfortunately, Glarrg unable to pull a unit off the table. He did destroy a lot of Repentia, but it wasn't able to wipe a whole unit out.
Blue is gonna shoot your
But,
Chaplain.
we have these forward deploying aggressors putting a lot of pressure on Doots' army and opening up a lot of space for 3 Centurion units to come down turn 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think the one thing that Glarrg you got to take into context is, you don't want your opponent to screen out your Centurions. And Doots was really unable to really get a good screen because he doesn't have the Guardsmen or the Admech Stygies, not Stygies, but their basic troop choices that are so cheap that you're able to just throw them out there as cannon fodder. So,
Right.
when Grogg's able to drop in, he's coming in on objective 3, and he's going to be +2 charge.
5 wounds.
So, in them 7s,
Yeah, that is a solid charge.
Okay.
mm-hmm. So basically,
Definitely
when those
objective
Centurions
three.
come
I'm
in,
gonna spend
turn.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry,
my Repentia.
I said turn 2. When Glarrg drops in, he's going to drop them basically on the corpses of those aggressors. He's going to blow up both of the exorcists with the Grav. He's going to small arms probably 3 to 4 units off the board. Those Centurions are a massive power swing just for one turn. For 600, 700, 800 points of Centurions, you're able to knock out at least almost probably 1,500 points for your opponent's army. But once they're down, though, they're down. So, I think this game is going to be very, very close because he's got a lot of characters. But, I think we're going to see Celestine chew up some Centurions.
24.
So interestingly, we actually have a charge from these Sisters Repentia into the aggressors. This looks a little dangerous because they do get to double shoot when you charge them. And this is their boatload of dice here. Woo! Look at that. It's also going to be a long charge because those Repentia are in a forest.
So I don't get the.
You got Miracle Dice.
So
You do have the Miracle Dice, but do you want to burn them this early? I guess you do, probably.
I don't know.
Make that
He
unit
might have
dead.
just-
Celestine, so I'm at a 5-up.
When you kill an opponent model on their turn, that still counts as kill one, right?
It sure does.
Okay,
Oh,
that wasn't-
He might have
We've
gave his
only
opponent a kill
lost-
one.
We've only
Okay,
lost
so who's on the
one.
way in?
Repentia.
I'm going to spend
After all that.
4 charge.
Yeah, there
Looks
it
like
is.
we did Miracle
Yes,
Dice
you can. I got to think
for an 11
because,
there.
a charge roll is technically a.
Do they have that many attacks, though?
-2 to charge over the forest as well.
Oh, looks
See,
like
oh
we
yeah,
might have
they
forgotten
are
the forest penalty.
They
Let
are
me go back to
strength
the-
Because I think I only needed a
6,
9.
neg 3,
Yeah, I
2
think
damage
you're
each, 3 attacks.
I'll tell you what, I'll just move him back like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. And then you
And
pile
I'll
in
call
exactly the same.
my pylon.
So it looks like Doots did forget the -2 from the forest there, but
That's
the
my
players have
nightmare,
worked it
so-
out
No,
and
no, that's okay. Don't worry
repositioned.
about it.
Okay.
I was gonna say, an 11-inch movement out of a forest is pretty impressive.
Good on strength.
What if we could talk about this for a second? I do love the fact that
Okay.
every
So,
event I've been to, every
5 Doots.
GT, everything, I've never, and I knew they're in the
Two
rule book,
space,
but no
just
one ever
mounted
discusses
on
that the
bloody
fact that
nose.
forests and craters do give you a -2 to
And,
charge.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that now with TTS and the fact that it's in everyone's view because you just hover over it and it tells you,
they hit on
like,
4,
hey,
they
you are
reroll
-2 to
everything.
charge from this. That you're going to see it a lot more in actual RTTs coming up. You're like, hey, bro, you're in
Yeah.
the ruins, -2.
Interesting interaction too is that they actually slow down flying models too, which is a little odd. But as long as any part of your base is touching
So
that,
8 wounds,
you're
and
-2 to
then
charge.
Oh, he just-
Doesn't matter if you have a
He just
jump
did
in.
it.
Okay, so
He just did a shit ton of wounds to those aggressors.
Yeah.
These are
minus
strength
3 or
6.
Minus
Now
4
he shot at him,
because they are
forced his
bloody
opponent to do
Okay.
transhuman,
So
and now in the post-combat phase, you can do transhuman again, but you're spending
No.
4 CP to do that. So he is going to be strength 6, and he just
Wow.
obliterated them. Yep, there they go.
Yeah. That's about 50 points of Sisters Repentia right there. Killing
Yep.
3 aggressors, easy peasy. Get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
Repentia are so
I'm
insane.
surprised he didn't charge the scout squad though. Or maybe
think
he
he
failed
still
it or
has
didn't
some
do it. I
guys.
think I would have taken those battle sisters charging into those scouts.
You just got that one guy in.
Oh man, it looks like he didn't even grab that objective 3. I don't think that matters because Glarrg is going to have more objectives
Kill one,
regardless. But
I do hold one.
He's gonna have kill one, hold one. He's gonna have
Kill,
one
kill,
old school. He's gonna have he's already got. He's got three gangbusters by the
Yeah,
way.
that'd be 2 gangbusters.
He actually
for all
gave
them.
himself one less than he should.
No,
yeah,
thank you.
he'll get him.
Because-
He'll get him.
Yeah,
I believe him.
Oh,
I believe
there
in
you go.
Doots
He
here.
caught it.
Alright.
He caught it.
Yep. We do see Glarrg grabbing that all-important bonus point to keep him in parity on scale on the primary there. That's going to be fairly easy for the Centurions, I imagine. I don't know if now that these Repentia are here, the Centurions can't jump in near this ruin. I wonder if you jump in next to these red battle sisters and
100%.
just
Yeah.
start slamming into that ruin there and putting tons of pressure on Doots' core.
And the chaplain's still alive on the other side of the field. So
The
I mean,
Chaplain is
once
somehow alive.
he somehow survived. And then the chaplain's obviously going to do his litanies for the +2 to charge. So he's going to have basically all his Centurion needing a 7-inch charge because they're going to be +1 base. The Centurions that are going near Issodon. Oh my god, I'm so bad at names. The ones that are going near him, he gives also a +1 aura to charge bonus near him. So he's going to have the chaplain on the north side of it giving the +2. He's going to have the Raptors chapter master given a +2. So he's going to be +2 to charge across the board. So he's going to try to shoot, grab, pull everything in. And what's going to be
I
interesting?
think we might have actually seen him fail that
Chaplain is going to advance
Catechism of Hate there.
for an extra.
Oh,
Glarrg has rolled 2 1s and a 2 in the last 3 dice rolls here.
Yep, that happens.
Big downside of litanies is sometimes they just don't work.
They're fine there.
Or you can always go for the spend an extra CP to give them the special one, the special chaplain that gives you the reroll, which is always nice. But I mean, is it worth an extra CP just to give you a litanies reroll?
Yep. So how's everybody in the chat doing? Glad you guys could come join us on this lovely Sunday, playing some 40K on Tabletop Simulator. So far it's been good, and we're open up a ton of pods for the T5S2 series. If anybody is interested in joining the tournament, we run 4-round events with 16 players in them, and you can hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/tacticaltortoise, and we can get you in a pod.
What else you guys doing? You're sitting home painting.
Yeah.
Might as well get some Warhammer in.
Yeah. While we're here social distancing, we can be social distance with Warhams.
Yep. Elbow Corona bump. You don't shake hands. You just elbow bump now.
So, Colin, you and I were talking before the show started about some of these pro moves that these players used to make games of TTS faster, and here is one of them. We have them creating these rings to mark down their deep strike areas. so that Glarrg can just drop those Centurions wherever he wants them, and you don't have to constantly be measuring and checking and nudging and measuring. That's one of the biggest issues I found with deep striking, and it looks like these guys have a real good solution for it.
And they're also on the side on this terrain map. If you look off to the left side of it, you have pre-made rings that you can pick up and drop that will give you your 9-inch, your 24-inch, give you your bubbles, and that does speed everything along. And I think as people play TTS more for Warhammer, you're going to see speed. I mean, a month ago it was slow for everyone. We were all kind of learning it, but as you play it more, you do learn tricks of the trade. People were scared to play Horde armies at the start of all the events that have been launched off, but now you realize the drag and drop function. So Horde armies are actually faster to play on TTS than they are in real life, because you can just grab those 30 orcs and move across the board. And here comes the drop.
I remember a comment on the first when this pod went live. We do have an orc player in this pod playing 180 orc boys. 6 units of 30 of them, and one of the comments on the list was, how do you expect to play 200 models in a game on TTS? And he's like, I can copy and paste them, dude.
Yep,
you just copy and paste them 8 inches forward.
Yep,
easy.
Drop that ring down. Yep, all you do is drop that ring down and just put your orcs in there. And your opponents are usually going to help you too. I mean, everyone kind of understands this is what it is, but I'm getting more and more confident that we're going to move towards that really incredible 2.5 hour battle games games. So we're kind of still floating around 3.5, but who knows how long this quarantine is going to keep going.
Yeah. So Ben Starkley is asking, how do you get those rings? I'll just bring my tools back up here. They are up in the tool line in the pen tool, so the second one down from the little hand. There's actually a bunch of different options to draw marks on the table, and one of them is a ring that you can drag to the correct size.
And there's already pre-drawn rings that you can just grab and move on. They're off to the side near the player scores. So you can just drag and drop, copy and paste, and do everything.
And then they're all going to put their Grav into...
Ben, I agree. All I wanted to do was watch orcs play on TTS. It was literally my dream. I have yet to be able to see one be able to play bumps. But what's a great thing, Ben? You can always build your own orc army and pop on one of the pods.
Come join.
Cast it.
So we're gonna.
Let me. We're gonna try to get the orcs on. Unfortunately the schedule hasn't worked out quite yet. But they are. What's their matchup this round? They're actually playing AW Esperanza, who has the Eldari Skyrunner Conclave list. So that game, I'm gonna try to get that game on. That game looks fun as hell.
Okay. And the rest of them are just gonna put their Grav into that Exorcist to the back.
Okay, so. It looks like we're going to try to clear these sisters out, so maybe not going for a charge, although we do have the Repentia here we can charge and try to get into. And then the Grav, we're putting so much Grav into this Exorcist. They can't all see it, I don't think. But
he's doing the shooting phase right now. He's going to be able to see both. He's going to split his shots, put 3 in one, 3 in the other. He's going to do his Grav amp. He's going to be able to see both of them. Yep, here they go. Reroll misses. Okay, it's 5s. Re-rolling.
It's a good start. Solid.
Pretty good.
Solid conversion from that Grav strat there.
This is into
11 Grav wounds on the first one.
Oh, let's roll some invulnerable saves here. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see ya.
Boom. Oh.
Yeah, so
I actually gotta go take care of my dog. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
That's not ideal.
Oh.
It is gonna hit that guy.
Looks like it exploded too. Oh no. Well, that's awkward. That's a lot of characters. That's 2 Imagifers in there in range of getting hit by that guy.
And then 5 Hurricane Bolters going into
that sucks.
the other one.
Okay.
That's the power of that of the Raptors list. You bring in this huge Grav unit and you need to just nuke whatever can hit them. And if you do that, you're up in the game. But sometimes it goes wrong, and you end up not being able to kill as much as you need.
AP1
Looks
main.
like we have some more comments in the chat here.
And then 6 up feeling the pain.
Ben Starkley, yeah, it's the same Eldar that went against the Slaanesha. Yeah, it's
And
the
then
same
other
Eldarly
last
list.
guy into these
So I'm
battles
definitely going to try to get that
sucks.
game on. That matchup looks super
Rolling.
cool.
And winning on 3s, rerolling.
Mogdi
Okay.
asks
One
if there's a Black Templar army,
I got
or excuse me, Space X asks if there's a Black Templar army on TTS. If you go to the 40K TTS Discord and you download the catalog, that should have model TTS models for just about every model in the game. So you'll be able to get just about everything.
There is 100% a Black Templar catalog in there. It has lottie-dottie everything.
And based on how TTS works, you can also proxy really easily because you can adjust the size and description of the models that you use. Everything's just a game piece. So if there's something that's not in there, you can figure it out. It's with a little imagination.
Oh, he didn't. What did he shoot the other Grav at?
We're gonna do.
He didn't shoot the other Exorcist?
Just at Battle Sisters. Unfortunately, the Grav on the end didn't have line of sight to anything. But he did kill this. He did kill this Exorcist, and I believe it exploded, and he had to re-roll that.
Two of them will put their.
Doots had to
I would have gone for both Exorcists. You kind of need to kill them.
Well, the issue is these Repentia are screening you out of the building in the center here. And I don't think he gets significant line of sight to the second Exorcist. And you can't afford to not kill them, right?
He's got enough flamers and bolters that he's gonna be able to get it. I would have stacked the Grav Centurions probably a little bit more staggered back to maximize the amount of shots because they're at 27 inches of range, and all you need is 3 on each. I mean that would have been because he's gonna want to blow both those up, but he's gonna do a ton of damage this turn no matter what.
Bolters.
Yeah. Hey man, it's not impossible.
So that's 1, 2, 3s. Rerolling. 3s again. Okay, AP1. Or just 6 up.
6s. 5s. Valiant effort, but not good enough.
Okay, we'll do.
So he did end up killing the Repentia. I guess
blue.
we may not be charging this turn. We may just be killing.
No, he's gonna charge them Battle Sisters, the ones that are in red.
So
or not. I would assume he would. But
yeah, I think this is shots on the blue unit.
And 6 of Philippine.
Yep.
Look at that.
Oh wow.
Get some good rolls.
That AP ignoring just saved about half of that Sisters unit in that from that shot. Amazing.
Oh, huge.
Pretty crazy roll, but we're seeing the power of that ability.
No rerolls, -1.
3 up because they are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop saying the -1.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, wow.
I do the same thing. So
looks like I think we had another Centurion firing into the other Battle Sister unit. Saved them all. Easy game.
Okay. So
let's see if they're able to survive in close
so
combat against Centurion assault squad.
Here is going to shoot the mortis.
Oh, here comes snipers.
Oh wow! And we're shooting the big guns this time. We're shooting the mortis rounds to deal mortal wounds.
+1 to hit. +1 to hit. +1 to wound. The great news is it causes mortal wounds on 5s and 6s to wound, which is crazy. He's got his lieutenant, which is giving him reroll 1s to wound. And he's got his chapter master that's giving him full rerolls. So hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, rerolling both. This is pretty much guaranteed to kill that one.
Yeah. An interesting piece of tech in Deuce's list is that he has 2 lieutenants, and he has the ability to send them essentially anywhere on the table because he has a librarian with Shadow Step, so he can teleport them, and then the other one is a Phobos Lieutenant who can deep strike.
Hitting on 2s.
So big issues with the Centurions is that they split up the Space Marine ball, essentially, where all your buffing characters, hang around in one place to buff up your big punchy units. But Issodon deep strikes, and you can deep strike either of the lieutenants to get all the full rerolls on the big Centurion blob. So it's not that big of an issue for this.
You can only put 1,000 points in reserve, and between 3 Centurion squads and a Chapter Master, you're basically maxed out at that point. So you're not able to really put anything else in reserve. But the Shadow Step with the Psyker is genius, because you think about it, you're able to still manipulate the board and send it anywhere you want within 9 inches. So you're basically manipulating your reserve rolls.
Yeah, it's such a cool.
It goes off on 7.
It's such a cool piece of tech. I think a lot of people get excited about using it for like big flashy plays. Where they send Leviathan Dreadnoughts into people's backlines or whatever. But, this is a little bit more technical, and I think just, it's going to be more consistent. You're not trying to get in there with a big character and make 9-inch charges. You're trying to support your army, and I think that's the
7-inch charges. 7-inch charges.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you want to send that Leviathan Dreadnought.
Well, yeah, if you're running the Hungry for Battle strat. Now, you know what's interesting, though, is if you look at the CP totals right now, because the Raptors are at 2, which means he's got 1 more transhuman, or he's going to save it for a reroll the charge and another turn of Grav Amps. So, the Raptors list will burn through all of its CP very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to kind of ask yourself, turn 1 with those aggressors, do you spend the 2 CP for transhuman on them when you know they're going to die? And that's kind of the way I've learned is you go, you know what, just sacrifice him to the Blood God and save the 2 CP. Because you're going to want it for later turns.
Magdi asks asks if Lias Issodon brought in an infantry unit. Obviously, he can bring in a non-Centurion, non-Terminator mini-marine unit.
Yep.
But I don't believe that there was space in the reserves. There's no space in the Thunderhawk for Lias to bring in any buddies. So he's just coming in himself with all these big Centurion boys. Ooh.
Yeah, and kind of like I said, remember, you only get 1,000 points in reserve, and 3 Centurion squads are going to basically get you to where you got to be. But a lot of lists I've been seeing run is he actually comes in with scout snipers, because turn 2, you're going to be in Tactical Doctrine, giving you the +1 to hit, the +1 to wound, and Space Marine scout snipers cause mortal wounds on 6s to wound. So with his with the Super Doctrine for Raptors, you're actually mortal wounding on 5 or 6. So he'll come in with a 10-man sniper squad, point and remove some character, maybe split shots, because you're still re-rolling to hitting on 3s because it's a heavy weapon, but you're +1 to hit, wound your characters, and then you're wounding on probably 3s or 2s, and then you're causing statistically 4 to 5 mortal wounds with the snipers. So it's a really good reach out and snipe something. They got a 39-inch range too.
That's a sick combo for sure.
So good.
So we did just finish the Raptors' turn. Looks like we got them a double on the recon, so we're up to 3 points of recon. I imagine that they're going to calculate Reaper at the end. He'll probably max that. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And we did get a kill hold bonus. So we see this. This hammer blow came in. Yeah, and we got one Exorcist dead. The Repentia are off the table. We're really just worrying about these couple plasma guns coming in. And from there, we're going to see how well the Sisters Bolters can take out Centurions. I don't know if they're going to have the punching power. But here comes Celestine.
No, but
she's
but
leading the charge.
But Travi, if you look at the Imperial Reserve pool, he's got a bunch of plasma.
There's a bunch of plasma. Yeah.
Plasma's pretty good against Centurions, so he could cause. I think we're going to see this game. We're going to know probably at the end of this turn or next turn how it's going to go. Yep. I think he's going to have to kill them sense, or I
imagine that we see them come. We see them jump in. I wonder if we see the Seraphim drop in this back corner in Glarrg's deployment zone. To take shots at these scouts and potentially try to grab this objective from him. Because as soon as he loses that objective, he loses the ability to easily get the bonus point. He might have to shadow step somebody over there to get it.
and you kind of want to force your opponent in that position. You want to force your opponent to make decisions that are beneficial for them on their next turn. I think doing some backfield manipulation is really good.
This is interesting. We're seeing a Hospitaller start to bring back these Repentia.
That's what happens.
So I wonder if Doots can keep that unit safe. If we see a semi full strength Repentia unit come back, we saw how much damage 5 Repentia did last turn. If he comes back in a couple turns and has 4 or 5, finish off a Centurion unit, and really keep this Exorcist clear. I think that's what he really wants to be doing.
And what's really interesting is, Glarrg did a phenomenal job screening his Centurions, because you actually got to look. His backfield from his Centurions to Objective 2, you ain't putting crap in there. So, which means that if Doots does want to do some backfield manipulation, he's going to be at the other end of the board.
Yeah.
So his plasma, most likely, you're going to have to go near that hill in his own backfield.
Yeah, he's making the heads-up play here to screen with his Warlord, which not a lot of people do, but we do have him, like we talked about before. He's 6 inches off the Centurion, so those plasma guns aren't going to be able to get there. They're double tap if they want to drop on that side. That said, there are places they can, Glarrg can't screen out all of Doots' area because he's got his little castle over here in the back, but Doots absolutely does not want to drop plasma gun squads in the back of his deployment zone where they're never going to score behind enemy lines. They're never going to get onto these scout squads. They're just going to get their one turn and then get obliterated.
And now, but thinking about it, as playing as Doots is, you also want those plasma gunners most likely in the midfield to backfield, but still be able to touch and reach those Centurions, because you're going to want to keep the pressure on the backfield.
Regardless of where they go, you have to shoot the Centurions. I wonder if this is a mistake here from Glarrg. Left his he left his characters in the back open to the Seraphim squad. They can deadly descent to drop in and start blasting these guys. All you need to do is get a little wrap going with the scout squad, and that becomes impossible. Yeah,
I would have probably moved those characters to a little bit of the safety of those scouts to have to force your opponent, but
I think the psychic phase is real quick, so we missed it. But I wonder if he failed his shadow step there on the lieutenant. And that's 3 wounds on the Libby.
You're on. The shadow step only works on the Glarrg's turn. You can't do it during Doots' turn.
Right. No. I mean that's why the lieutenant is standing next to the librarian.
Oh, gotcha.
Out in the open. Yeah. I think he might have wanted it in this ruin up top.
When I played against him, he actually kept it another turn because he already has one up there. He already has a Phobos Lieutenant up there. But he probably did forget it because I think he's going to want to reroll ones.
I don't think that lieutenant sure doesn't look like it's in range of these Centurions. So
no, I have to concur with you. Oh, point, click, delete.
Yeah, that
a big chunk of scouts.
Yeah, that's those hand flamers at AP1 getting work done with range 12 from Deadly Descent. And if we miracle dice, it's going to be an 11-inch charge because they are inside the forest here. But if they miracle dice,
shoot in the movement phase. I see, right?
They do.
Yep,
that's their strat.
Phase when they come in.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
With an additional 6 inches of range on all of their pistols.
Well, the Libby's gone, Scout's gone. I'm assuming that that lieutenant's about to blow up. He's going to lose Objective 2. He's going to go in, try to get Objective 4. He's going to do some backfield manipulation. Yeah. This is, like I said, this is going to be a point game.
Yeah, we'll see if these Iotan dragons can use that rapid fire from their buff there to take these scouts out. Might be tough. I don't think they're all going to get their rapid fires, but no, they will.
So as the
Raptor.
As the Raptor player, you only have 2 CP left. Transhuman costs 2. Yeah, that's going to be it. He ain't going to do any more Grav amps at that point. That's going to be huge. You burning CP early on the aggressors, not always the best choice because you always want to have at least one in the chamber.
Yep. So Denethan here. Denethan, I actually just played an amazing game yesterday. Tyranids versus mixed Astartes list with Deathwatch and Blood Angels. It was I streamed that one. That one's on the channel. You can go check that out. It went long. It was a long game, but very technical. Super good game. Denethan here commenting that this on the Seraphim drop being basically perfect. I'm not sure. Oh, the Librarian did not die. It is alive on 1. Looks like we had a little retcon there.
Oh, he did.
But the Librarian's going to get taken out immediately in the shooting phase. I imagine he keeps that lieutenant alive to charge with miracle dice, and if he puts it down to 1 wound or with some split fires, he can take that guy out with the Seraphim and grab Objective 2. We're gonna see a lot of hold mores from Doots, I think, in the next couple rounds.
If you actually look at Doots' loss pile, I mean, he really didn't lose that much.
Well, he didn't have that much to lose. Oh, Doots, yeah. Not Glarrg.
Yeah, Doots, yeah. So, I mean, he didn't lose that much. And now you're seeing where having all these models in reserve really pans out towards turn 2 and turn 3 because you're able to just force your opponent. Be like, hey, I now own both. I own the backside and the front side, and let's fight over the Centurions. Centurions go down. It's G's. There's nothing you can do.
Yep. Yeah, losing the Exorcist hurts. I want to call them Exocrines so much because I play Tyranids too often.
You got me saying it once this game.
Got him.
Look at that Exocrine over there.
Look at the Exocrine. Losing the Exorcist hurts because that's the primary anti-Centurion firepower. But I mean, you can't really screen out the Devastators, the Devastator Centurions that well. So they're gonna get one of them. You can just kind of eat it. Ben Starkley commenting that the Seraphim, this is a god tier Seraphim drop, which I have to agree with. But then also, does Glarrg have anything else in reserve? He does not. He is out of reserves. He's all on the board, and we're still dropping Scions for Doots here. We're not done yet.
And in all honesty, when you actually look at this kind of pan out, I probably would have. He has 2 4-man Centurion assault squads. I think I would have kept one in reserve, looking at Doots' reserve pile, because I mean he's going to want to throw that unit. It has the 11-inch flamers. It has the 27-inch bolters. He's going to want to drop that on his objective 2, objective 4, and start weeding down these backfield stuff because he's just completely lost his backfield.
The
It's
awkward
gone.
part
It
there,
ain't
though,
coming back.
the awkward part there is that as soon as you leave those in reserve, right, all of these drops from Doots, all they do is they just cloud out, and he forces you back like sort of maybe his back corner even, right? That's the power of having 30 infantry models in these Iotan Dragon squads that you can just put anywhere on the table. And you can, give yourself solid screens. So, it might have ended up that these Centurion squads ended up on objective 4, and where these scout squads could give them a bubble to come into and never affect the game again. I think if Glarrg ended up holding those guys, so I think bringing him in was the right call.
I don't know. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. I think right now. I think Glarrg is looking at this backfield and being like, man. If I had 4 Centurions, you could have really probably knocked out 3 of those units in the backfield. Because Centurions don't want to have to shoot in 2 directions. So, he's going to have to figure out what he wants to do because he's seeing the massive point shift to his backfield. Yep. So, what do you do with those Centurions? They only move 4 inches a turn,
Yeah, that said, I mean, he does threaten. He is in a position to threaten these 3 central objectives, being 3, 2, and 5. Obviously the everything's right next to objective 5. Nothing's really going to threaten that right now. And they are move 4, but they're not the slowest Centurions in the world because they do have multiple charge buffs available, and they have that +1 speed.
Travi, what's
Issodon.
slower than a 4-inch Centurion?
A 4-inch Centurion that does not have Lias Issodon standing next to it.
One that's been tremor shelled. the only one. Funny story, I had my Centurion squad actually get tremor shelled. It was very funny to watch.
The worst part
try
is
doing
when
that math.
They get tremor shelled and then they can't move through the ruin wall because their base is too big. And they just are stuck inside their building forever.
Can we both thank Ben here for agreeing with me? I will do a Corona elbow bump. I agree. I think you should have kept him in reserve.
Oh no, chat's rallying against me.
When chat rallies,
I knew this
for
would
me,
happen.
Something's wrong. Something is seriously wrong.
The game's gone upside down.
Yeah. That's it. Uninstalling TTS. We're calling it a day.
Yeah.
Yep. See, I think this is kind of how we kind of knew it. There it is. He's got all the plasma and all the.
Here it comes.
So many shots.
That is some sick spots for plasma to drop into. They're in cover. That doesn't matter. But it's nice to think about them being in cover, and they're they're still in range of all of the of everything, and they can really screen out that this objective. Like nothing, unless you kill these guys, nothing's going to get to this objective. Those Centurions can't charge them and then consolidate through the wall unless they have the Chaplain buff.
Yep. Now, I mean, looking at this game, and I know like me and Glarrg played, so he was telling me how he never wants to go first in this list. This might have been a game where he wants to go second, looking at the amount of deep strike his opponent had. I think this is going to be very interesting to see.
I'm still worried that if you hold deep strikers and or if Doots gets the deep strike first, then your deep strikers go on your home objective and they live there for the rest of the game, and Doots just gets to play in the kiddie pool and hold more bonus every turn. Although that might be
every
happening
army has to
anyway.
have a downside.
Yeah.
Every army has to have a downside, and this is kind of the one downside of this Raptor bomb is you can destroy your opponent if they aren't able to do board manipulation. But you see Doots right now probably smiling ear to ear, throwing these cheap but surprisingly damage producing guard squads in your opponent's deployment zone with those Seraphim that have just utterly obliterated in their movement phase one unit, and now they're going to shoot again and kill another two.
Yeah, and so this is the moment of truth, like you were saying before. I'm going to throw back to the players' mics, and we're going to see how much damage we can do to these Centurions. Let's get a vote in chat here. Chat, how many Centurions do you think get killed by this Exorcist and all this shooting?
Are we pressing F for the guard, or are we pressing F for the Raptors? Which one are we pressing F for?
So 9 AP2s.
AP2, so they are in cover, so it's 5 ups.
Okay.
Oh man, an entire squad killed by these incredible Iotan
They're going to do
dragons.
the same thing, except I don't think I have all of them
In cover.
Range,
Insanity.
So
AP2 on those
2, 3,
las
4,
guns,
5,
guys.
6. One of them's a sergeant.
I'm so glad we're seeing Scions
Five
back on the
plus a
table
sergeant,
here.
and these 4 dudes right here.
Do you spend the extra 2 points per scout squad and give them camo cloaks? Who knows?
Yeah, so much stuff ignores cover though right now.
So 4 dudes.
Ben Starkley saying 7 Centurions die. I think we definitely see these Devastators get taken out. Doots has to kill them, otherwise his Exorcist is dead, and that's it's all downhill.
5 ups.
Yep.
Takes 2, guys.
Okay. And then
Oh,
I have
Librarian's
5
down
dudes.
to the other Dragoon squad.
Yep.
Wow, these dragons tearing it up.
I think he's doing everything the right way. He's using the stuff that does better against the scouts in the backfield, and then everything's going to plan.
So 4 in the scouts.
5 ups.
There goes the Librarian.
Yep.
Actually,
And
Seraphim.
they're just going to chill.
Oh.
Yellow.
Had a
is
little
gonna go
blip
to
in the stream
Lieutenant.
there. I think we're okay now. Apologies if anybody had a momentarily interrupt
It's, 19 because they
or interruption on their
second rank.
video.
Well,
Toughness 4.
I like how he's saving like dessert for
One
last.
CP.
You always got to appreciate that.
So they're
You're-
firing at strength 4.
You're like, we're obviously going to wait till the real stuff people want to see happens. Let's kill the little stuff first.
So
Oh, wow. So we have a stratagem used here from the top Scion squad, the yellow Scion squad, to increase their strength of their hotshot weapons by 1.
2,
Yep.
yeah. 4 ups because
He's going for that snipe with that lieutenant.
Doesn't get him.
Boom.
Only 2 wounds. That was a good set of saves right there by
all these battle
Glarrg.
sisters are gonna shoot your chaplain again.
Oh, here's the warlord. Here we go.
here's
Sister squad
26
shooting the
shots.
chaplain.
Let's roll
Old
it.
Chappie.
2 up save and cover, though. I think he'll be
So
okay.
it's-
I believe in him.
Yeah.
Oh, especially with
Only
that
have
hit
4
roll.
wounds.
Oh, no. That was tragic.
There's the wound roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Takes 1.
Okay.
Takes 1. Womp womp.
All right. So
You know what's going to be interesting is that once those scout squads go down on objective 3,
they're gonna
the
put 2 of
Exorcist
their
might
shots
technically
into
be closer to the chaplain. Not that you would shoot at him with the
and other 2
Exorcist,
are
but
gonna go to the
Yeah.
Centurions here,
Yeah, that's what that Rosarius is for.
because I was out of range.
The number of times that 4 up save bounces things just gives me keeps me up at night.
Okay, dope.
Actually, no.
Looks like
Let's not bother.
we considered a transhuman on the
So
Grav and then decided
these are
not
going
to.
Into Grav.
yeah, he's going to
Save
want
that
it for
2
next turn.
CP, yeah.
4 hits. And wounding on 3s. I'm out of range of the other guys. So 3 wounds at AP3.
AP3, so 5 ups.
Buddy.
Okay, so 4 damage.
So it looks like the Exorcist has only killed 1
That was
Grav
Oh,
Centurion.
the grab.
Was it a Grav?
Yes. Yep, that was a Grav.
He only has 5. He only has 5 more.
Only 5 more.
Okay, and the other 2 shots in these. Here on ones. 3 hits, 1 wound.
5 up.
And as of right now, I think Glarrg is just trying to hope among all things that he just withers the storm.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to kind of cross your fingers and ride it out, I think, for sure.
He's had a couple things go his way with the obviously the lieutenant surviving. That's going to be pretty big. The Phobos, and then his chaplain still obviously surviving. You know, and you can get tunnel vision on these Centurions very quickly. You know, you just kind of zone in on them, and that's all you think about killing. And then you kind of still forget about. There's 3 different squads there, but he's still got his chaplain. He's still got his chapter master. He's still got them scouts. You know, they're all damage producing and multipliers.
Yeah.
Gotta roll these one at a time just in case these guys blow themselves up.
Oh, what is happening with these dice rolls?
All right. So I'm winning on 4s now.
Yeah.
But rerolling.
Oof.
So 7 wounds, AP3.
So 5s.
So it's gonna kill 2.5.
Yep. So dies.
Got 3.
Wow.
2 more.
Okay, orange is going to go into.
He's going right for the Grav ones too.
The,
Yeah, you gotta
front
protect
here.
that
So that's all I can
exorcist.
do.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's gonna be a big ol' important piece.
These guys are on fire today. Winning on 3s.
A lot of hits.
So 5, AP3.
A lot of wounds.
So
Yep,
one
there's a
and
lot of Centurions.
this guy dies. 2 now. Yeah, 2. Sure. Because they're 2 each. Oh no, yeah, it's only 3.
Yeah, so yeah.
He's actually shooting at the assault ones right now.
Yeah, so I think some of his scions were only enraged to rapid fire the Centurion, the assaults.
Okay.
Everybody in the
These
chat
battle
asking, I did.
sisters are going to shoot.
I was able to grab the Discord, the invite link for the
their full
TTS
squads.
40K Discord, so that is in the chat.
Yeah, I think I posted it too a little further up.
Okay,
Oh, you
good.
grabbed it. There you go. That works.
They are in reroll range. So
Mine's a hyperlink. It's a HTTP, but whatever. That one works too. That's a little easier. Whatever's easiest for everyone.
On 4s. No AP.
4 ups. Yep, 1.
Goodbye, poor
Okay,
scouts.
Exorcist is going to put everything.
Scouts on
Blasted by the
objective 3.
sisters. Oh, so it looks like we actually just fired with the with all the little guns. I don't think we fired the exorcist yet. So this is the
Put
exorcist
everything
shooting.
into
It.
the healthy.
Yeah, here it is.
Centurion squad.
Oh, firing,
You know
firing
what's
at assaults. We're shooting
He's
assaults.
got 2 wounds, huh?
You know what's really interesting here? Look at objectives here.
For Grav.
I think Doots is just sitting on 3.
No, everything into the healthy squad.
He's gonna have to hopefully get some charges. He's only sitting on one objective,
he's actually gonna have to make some charges.
Shots, my big gun.
and
I'd
possibly I don't think he might not be within 3 inches of
And
3.
the heavy bolter. How close are your chaplain?
I imagine that
I'm
he
sure
measured that he measured that.
22.5.
Hold more, kill more situation is.
Okay,
Oof.
so
We did see him.
turn to Grav.
We did see him measured to the chaplain. He was considering that shot with the
Yeah.
exorcist, but I think he's making the right call. He's going in the Grav.
2 wounds, AP1.
Yep, he's got 2. Oh, he just double saved.
Boosh.
Okay, and big gun into the healthy squad.
That was the heavy bolter though. So
Oh, womp womp! I saw 2 6s there.
I know,
I'm like, he just
it
double
was.
saved.
yeah, it was
I
exciting,
think I just
but
had to appease
we'll
the
see
guys
if we
at
roll
the
Flip
sixes
table
here.
anger.
Okay.
Disconnect,
so
flip
hitting on
table.
3s, we roll once. Yuck.
Ooh, 3 straight misses. No rerolls from those. Can only reroll ones with that canoness.
I need a reroll.
Considering a CP here.
Yeah, I'll reroll one at least.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
You gotta kill him, Centurions, but he's on his last one.
Oh, into a 1. Get out of here.
I think
That
we were talking
TTS
about
dice
that at
roller
least a couple
striking
times.
again. Yeah.
I think we were literally talking about that multiple times.
Oh
3 points
my
to wound.
One
God.
wound.
Minus 3. Is it?
Well,
Yeah, -3.
Flip it.
That-
Flip the table. Delete.
God.
and he saves
Did he
it.
just make a?
He made,
Did he just make a 6
he
save?
made this.
Oh!
The Exorcist does no damage to the Centurions.
I hate to
Dudes,
say it.
Dudes
we
at
call
this
that-
point, he's okay with it getting blown up. It is
I
garbage.
I gotta call it, guys. That's big. That is the biggest of dick energy right there. You're just looking at your opponent. Now, see, that's a roll you want to do face to face.
Yep.
Yeah, you look at your opponent right in the eye when you
Yeah,
make
right in
the
the eye.
1/6 up save that 170-point artillery piece is able to force on an infantry unit.
your opponent's very sad right now, just like beaten down.
Yeah.
And then your opponent just whiffs their roll and one save.
I'm imagining the VLDL skit where the camera goes right up on their eyes and they twitch. And he goes, "No, don't do it."
Now,
So here it is. Here's the 6.
if no one in chat's able to has played on TTS yet, you are able to angrily flip the table. The game does do an angry D20 roll for you, and the table will flip. It's pretty funny. I kind of thought he was going to do more damage on that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
and oh no,
Denise
he
in the
did
chat
burn his 2 CP though. He
agreeing.
uses 2 CP for transhuman.
Denise in the chat agreeing that the Exorcist only kills 1 to 2 Centurions on average, but the plasma did do above average damage. I think that's correct.
That was pretty much.
Yeah.
the one, and-
You only
But-
lost 4 Centurions.
This is the turn you need things to explode. You got to kill those Centurions before they get
really
multiple
well
rounds of
for-
shooting out.
The Scions.
I think he's figured out his charges right now. If he wants to just get Celestine in there, or, have her die, come back up. I mean, you want to
That's
do
a
as much. He's
dangerous
got to do as
charge.
much
He
damage.
should take out like 6 Centurions.
I know it's kind of a Hail Mary, but man, if Celestine could kill that the chapter master, he has no invul save.
He's just got a camo cloak, and then
Yep.
if she if she could get there and touch the Grav Centurions, that's where she wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you looks
Well,
like
he
we're
can
measuring that right
still-
now. We are within 12. We could double 6 that
one
on
of-
a miracle dice.
One of the chapter's special rules is he is able to break out of combat and still shoot charge. So that's just him, though.
Yeah, with the Feigned Flight.
He has his own ability. He's able
Oh,
to break
Issodon
out.
does? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
This is me getting
The master
Issodon's
rule.
rules wrong on stream like 2 times in a row. I'm nailing it. Right now.
I think it's one of them. He could give himself that ability where he bounce out.
Okay, there's them.
Yeah, just him. And I guess I'll do Lias too because he's gonna be able to.
Turn's not over here, guys. Maybe Celestine kills this whole unit. You don't know.
Oh, this game ain't over yet.
Chat's deciding who won the Centurion bet here. Oh, that is a good Overwatch though. Oh no.
Yep. That's what you want to see.
And we're winning on 2s because they have Catechism of Fire. Oh no.
We're also on
Oh
turn 2.
no. She's
Gravity, we're on
dead.
turn 2, so they're +1 to hit, +1
they
to
were
wound against
+1.
Celestine too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Lieutenant.
Okay, so he. Is
Yikes. This has gone south for Doots so fast.
Celestine ain't dead permanently. She'll be back.
Yeah, so she could get shot again. You know, as you do. Oh no. That seemed pretty desperate there. I don't know if that would be my play.
He just lost a Seraphim on the charge to the Lieutenant.
Seraphim to a Primaris Lieutenant. Oh no. With his he's got his combi flamer, so that makes sense. This is the tech we were talking about last time, because you can shadow step that guy, and with the long range marksman, he can shoot his combi flamer after he shadow steps. So he actually gets a little flamer shot out.
But in Glarrg's defense, he did roll a 1 to determine the amount of shots from the combi flame. So that 1 did get it. Oh, he made the turn.
And looks like I think we're miracling. Yeah, we took the dice out of the pool there. We're miracling for the big old charge here.
So kind of the womp on Celestine, though. She has to come back within, I think it's 3 inches of where she died. So the Centurions are just sitting there just like, oh, didn't we kill that girl?
Yeah.
Oh, she's back again?
Shoot it again.
She didn't even move.
Sarge, I saw it move.
Saw it move.
Hits. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, -1.
Oh yeah, that's one. Okay.
Seen some pretty brutal
Wow.
Overwatch here.
These
Just saw 3 more
Overwatches
go
are
down.
off the chain.
They're gonna go.
3 Tempestus Scions to a scout unit with 4 scouts in it.
Well, I'm wondering if Glarrg is running the beta rules for Raptors, where they also get miracle dice. He's just choosing them all in Overwatch right now.
Looks like we're measuring a chain out here to see if Dudes can grab that back objective. That seems a little long because we did lose 3 models.
All he's charging.
Oh, this is a Tempestor. Oh no, that's the Tempestor.
Yeah,
from the unit. That's not a prime.
He's doing the infamous Congo.
Yeah, I don't think you can reach
trying
that
to grab
far there,
both
bud.
objectives.
That looks a little
I
long.
don't.
You needed to
Seems a
not
little bit
lose
of a Hail
3
Mary.
models in Overwatch by accident.
He did lose 3 in Overwatch.
He lost 3 in Overwatch. Oh man. What's the assault level that you would experience right now if you were in Doots' position?
Table flip. I've told you
Yeah,
multiple times.
You're mashing the
I'd be at
table flip button. Yeah. Is it right after that Centurion makes the 6-up save, or is it after Celestine dies to Overwatch?
I would say as of right now, I would just be like, bro, come on, man, stop it, please.
Oh, it looks like he might be able to grab it. Actually, the player's measuring out all the coherency.
You just hope you don't lose any of them.
Jesus.
Yeah, he has to not lose it. No, you can lose some because you can pull from the center. They just stand still forever.
They just have to move towards each other.
Is that stupid? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just move 0 towards each other and they just hang out.
I do miss
Until the
that
end
one
of time.
rule.
Oh, it looks like
six
we're
and
actually
seven.
just going to fight. We're just going to fight.
I do miss that one rule in 6th and 7th edition where you could lose from anywhere, but your models had to move towards each other towards coherency on your next turn.
Right.
I actually kind of like that. Even I think I like it in this edition because you are right. If they don't move, they don't have to get coherency again. So your opponent has to shoot at them some more. But I like them forcing them to move towards each other.
Yeah, it always feels weird when there's one model 20 inches away from the front model in the squad because everyone else in between died, giving them a reroll buff from a Chapter Master.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben Starkley says
going in.
Table flip as soon as you see Raven Guard. Well, seems a little premature.
Ben, Raptors. They're not Raven Guard.
These are
Excuse me,
Raptors?
Ben.
Denise reckoning the Scion unit gets killed in combat? Yeah, I think so.
I have to agree with that.
But I don't know if he loses. They have a 4-up save. I don't think he loses all of them. And if he keeps one alive in the back, he can pass him.
I think Denise is my opponent for the next round after this game.
I think so.
Pretty confident he just hopped in. Yeah, what's up, man? Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. I can't do it. I can't say it. I'm just not even going to try.
So
I'm gonna
I think, contrary to its appearance, this Chaplain does not have a jump pack.
Yeah, you're right.
So we might be looking for a wrap on these sisters here to keep them alive for a turn.
And then
Not the worst close combat for a Chaplain to be in, by the way, just against 3 Battle Sisters. Or against a Battle Sister squad.
He will. Well, his Crozius is only EP1, remember, so they do ignore it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. No, he has a power fist. No, he's got a power fist.
Oh, he has a fist. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
he
has
has
a
a fist.
power fist on that bad boy.
Yeah, unless you're taking the Relic Crozius, the standard Crozius stat line is not very good.
Not worth it. No, spend the 9 points, boys. Spend the 9 points. Give him a power fist.
Oh, Denise, he's playing Iron Man 40k over here. 4 a.m. over there, down in the land down under.
Oh my god, I'm playing an Aussie. Great. My dream.
One dies.
And then the sergeant hits on 3s.
Oh, stuff is getting blown.
Oh, wow. This Giants just killed...
He's fine.
Oh, they killed 1 scout. Okay. Almost killed 2.
Yeah, that's kind of what you expect.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Like that. Just got you base there.
Oh, and they got the wrap. Although I think
That's
they're gonna get killed by this other scout unit pretty quickly.
Would you like the interrupt?
Which one? Which scout unit?
Oh,
The one on
of
objective 5, yeah.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, scouts turns out with shock assault, pretty good at fighting. 3 attacks each almost.
Well, so here's an interesting thing that I actually talked with Glarrg about in our game is he runs scout with Boltguns.
Mm-hmm.
I find that there's only 2 ways to run scouts within any kind of meta. You give them the close combat weapons because they're attacks apiece on the charge, or just give them sniper rifles. I mean, I don't think the bolters are really worth it. Just give them the either sniper or give them the close combat weapon because you're going to want that extra attack because that's going to probably matter in this charge.
Yeah, I found mostly the same thing. I did play Imperial Fist for a while, and having scouts with bolters was really nice because they would just randomly do additional damage. But
Travi, come on. That's a little.
The close combat
right
weapon is definitely more flexible.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Celestine came back. She's ready for round 2.
Yeah, ready to get shot again by Centurions.
It's like, what is it?
Poor
It's like that
Celestine,
scene
man.
from
Yikes.
it's like that scene from The Thing. It's like, you gotta kill it with fire. It keeps coming back.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's what these assault Centurions are here to do. With those little
Yeah,
underslung flamethrowers.
I
They're
think
the
she has a
extermination
3-up.
squad.
Does she have a 3-up invul save or 4-up? I can't remember. I think she gives herself a 3-up, right?
Yeah, she has a 4-up, and then she increases everybody's by 1. Yeah, so I believe that she's at 3, unless hers is worded bizarrely.
I think you just bolter her, right? You just go for
Yeah,
the bolters.
There's no way that she survives again, right?
No. Or just sniper her. I mean, he's gonna have another turn of tactical doctrine. I think those eliminators are just gonna go ham on her.
So she only has a 4-up. Her aura only buffs to a maximum of 4+. So she's not
look
that
at GW writing
talented.
rules.
Yeah.
Look at GW writing rules the
no
right
2+
way.
saves from these ladies.
No AP.
Take 2.
And then the lieutenant onto the Seraphim. He has a
We're
chainsaw.
getting pretty close to a leadership check on those Scions.
These Seraphim flubbed on the lieutenant entirely.
On 3s. And then on
That's
3s,
disappointing.
1s.
Lieutenant's just standing right there, just hanging out.
Yeah. Oh, Ben Starkley asking for mercy on poor Celestine here. Please, sir. This lieutenant.
She will be back in the next back
is
rep.
tearing it up
Alright, so
on
morale,
objective
I
2.
lost 1 battle system.
He doesn't hold it because he's not OBSEC, but he is killing the crap out of some sisters in battle.
5
Oh my
Scions.
gosh.
I think he only has a chainsword too. It's just like, okay.
I know. Yeah, it's just I'm winning on 3s. You just force a bunch of big old chainsword. You just force. He does hit on 2s because lieutenants are good at fighting.
I lost 3.
Ooh, and we lost the wrap on these Scions here to morale.
Yep, that's what happens.
Maybe
He's
should have
got
chained
1
back.
CP left.
Could have kept one guy on that objective and hang out for a while.
I mean, you can't foresee losing 3 of them in Overwatch to 5 scouts. I mean,
Yeah. But after they measured it, I think they determined it was possible to stand on both, in a melee and on objective.
Killed
I don't know.
Yeah, that was after the Overwatches. So I think maybe I would have gone for that.
Should be up on Gangbuster.
You're definitely
I'm
not
not gonna lie
relying
to
on
you.
your Scions to deal damage in melee.
I got 3
Correct.
attacks.
I think Doots, as soon as his shooting phase kind of happened, after the Seraphim
Yeah.
shot in the movement phase, once
Yeah.
the shooting phase started,
There's got to be a little bit of.
nothing's-
He's got to be a little flustered
Yeah.
at that point for sure.
yeah, nothing's really going my way. If you want to kill 3 Centurions, or excuse me, 4 out of what has he got? 8, 14. He's got 10 left. I think you must be getting real flustered. I think he is happy though that he's not going to take Grav Amped again, which is delightful because he had to burn that CP. But they're still going to just obliterate everything out in the open. You're going to look. How many bolter shots you got there? 10. What is that? 112 bolter shots? No, I can't. 120 bolter shots coming out next turn. Rapid fire bolters.
Yeah, so scoring things up right now. Dude's still in the lead by 2 points, but most of that is on most of his lead is on, or all of his lead actually is on secondaries. So that he's gonna lose that pretty quickly, unless he can just absolutely burn all of the Marines off of these back objectives and hold them for the rest of the game.
Doots is
seeing a
definitely
bit-
going to get behind enemy lines.
We are seeing a bit of a base trade here, which is fun. These players just swapping deployment zones. So, pardon me, I'm getting through. I'd like that one. They picked the wrong ones at the start of the game. They'd like to switch. So.
I think if you're the Raptors player right now, you are very happy with how much your opponent was, because that's really Doots' 1 turn just to go absolutely ham, and just to lose 4 out of 14. Oh God.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Because I think at this point he's just gonna probably charge in, knock out the Battle Sisters.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot the Tempestus Scions off the board. I think the Exorcist, even without Grav Amps, is going to get, what was that, 8, 12 more Grav shots into it, trying to bracket.
Yeah, so it's an interesting. I think that's a big downside of this Sisters list is it's a lot of bolt guns, and not tactical doctrine bolt guns, just regular old bolt guns. So if you run into these big Centurions, it's going to be a little problematic. This is probably the
100%.
least Centurions I've ever seen killed the turn after they drop. I don't know
Yeah,
if I don't know if
you
I've
know-
ever seen 10 Centurions left on the board after they get to shoot.
You're gonna want to kill more than 4.
Yeah, you
when,
want to try a little bit harder, maybe.
when,
Maybe
when
your exorcist
14
could remember to load its missile launchers.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he had the tools for it, but I mean, we saw some phenomenal rolls from the Raptor player. I think that's just going to be huge. It's going to be. I mean, you still have now. You're at a situation where your Centurions are going to move their gentleman's 4 inches. They're going to obliterate everything that's out in the open, and then they're going to just swarm back into Objective 3 and Objective 1. I think Celestine's going to bite a bullet here.
And can we talk about how crazy it is right now that this Chaplain is still alive?
He didn't even take a wound.
He took one. He took one from the bolters, but
shooting. He took one from the shooting. He didn't even take one in close combat.
Turns
just
out
power fist. He's just fisting sisters off the board. I don't know if you can phrase it that way.
A little bit better at shooting Boltguns than they are punching.
And now he's just going to shoot at the stuff behind.
Yeah.
He's probably the unit of 3 Centurions that are behind Objective 3. They're going to shoot the Scions. They're going to charge the sisters. That one squad's going to handle those. The one on Objective 3 is probably going to obliterate the Scions that are pink. Shoot into probably the Exorcist. And then he's just going to push right in there. If he can stabilize on Objective 2 in the backfield, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, I think Objective 4 is a lost cause, which is unfortunate for Glarrg.
Yep.
That Scion squad's going to go in there. Unfortunately, all these Plasma Command squads, not Valorous Heart, and they're going to get absolutely brutalized by these Tactical Doctrine Hurricane Bolters here. So I think Doots is hoping that Glarrg has as bad of a turn as he did, and doesn't kill everything, and leaves some tools alive.
Cool.
Well, I'm assuming where his chapter master is, everything's within 6 inches, so he is at least going to mitigate the hit roll.
Yeah. Yeah, at Valdor here, not trying to be crude, but this Chaplain is punching them with a power fist. So
yeah, they're going to shoot into this.
I mean, that's where we're at right now.
That's kind of the point we're at.
Rerolling, Issodon, doesn't matter. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. Okay, 1 more wound and 2 -2s.
I do appreciate the chat having a little argument on the Australia and the rest of the world. That's pretty interesting that's going on right now.
AP, so she's good.
Yeah. According to Ben Starkley, all that matters is who gets faster shipping from Games Workshop. That is the #1 determining factor of the importance
That's
of a
going to be
nation.
USA.
Is
Travi,
it?
have you ever seen their distribution center down in is it Memphis? I believe it's in Memphis, where their headquarters is. We actually went down there for a games day when they still had games days in like 2014. Pretty incredible what they have. GW has built down there.
Yeah, I imagine.
-3. Okay, so he's got a 3.
If only they could write rules as well as they build distribution centers.
As long as they can clarify English for a country that started English, that drives me bonkers. Like 7 different ways to say attack. Just stop it. Just use one universal thing.
Yeah. My friend and I found probably my favorite one in the Orc Codex. The Stampa has a rule that that literally words roll a dice and on a 5+ something happens. It words it multiple ways in the same rule.
I'm gonna have if we're gonna bring up really terrible GW rule writing. I'm gonna show my age here. And in 3rd edition, when Orcs got a codex, if anyone in chat remembers, it didn't have the weapon stats in it. So GW produced the entire Orc codex, and it had no rules for the shooter, any weapon system. So they had to do a quick fix for a PDF online. This is like, you're talking 2004. So like the internet was around, but still like everywhere as it is nowadays. There were no smartphones. So you literally had to have them, you had to go on GW's website and track it down on their just terrible website. It was pretty funny. So the 1st gen Orc Codex of 3rd edition did not have weapons in it. It just didn't have it.
I'm assuming you're still in.
So we are seeing the Centurions eliminating Scions right now. Really trying to get rid of those plasma guns, those dangerous, scary plasma guns.
I mean, I think he just has to look at it and see what weapon does the best job for the least amount of shots. He can put it on something else.
I'll be back on my 4-up save. So those 2.
The Scions being 4-up save is nice, but I think he tried to put him in cover, not realizing that the Centurions have the they have the omniscope, and they go, no cover for you.
Yeah, and and at AP1.
Yep.
Really perfect stats to kill these toughness 3 little humans.
One more flavor.
Poor mortals.
Centurions are pretty good at killing anything, actually.
Yeah,
roughly comes down to it.
Good.
The first round, I played against Eldar with Harlequins and the Eldar Wraith Lord, not the Wraith Knight, but the one from Forge World that's a Psyker. And very resilient. Wraithseer. Very resilient until you realize that you're +1 to hit, +1 to wound on.
That was an intense roll. Oh, look at that conversion.
Yeah. That's
Never mind. Issodon save.
And remove that. And remove that squad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is he rolling too many dice to roll into the bucket?
The CTS dice roll just had a mild heart attack there.
Okay.
Yep. That's going to be whatever it is, super dead.
6s.
Ben Starkley, 3 Flyrants on his playing their first game. Yikes.
7.
It's a little tough. I liked Flyrants when I started. They're my favorite model in the game to play, I think, and mechanically.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's do the Grav
There goes 7.
I killed
7
those
sisters.
with bolters.
They're gonna shoot the Grav into the.
That is it's all going south for Doots right now.
Maybe someone in chat can tell me how Celestine. What did he point at Celestine to kill her? Does anyone kind of remember?
So grab first, 12 shots.
That's a great question. I think we were busy talking about Memphis. Chung asks if 35 watching is a record. No, I think we broke 40 the other day.
3 at -3.
I don't think we've.
He's just being jealous that I'm a better caster than he is. That's all it is. Just jealousy. He's being spiteful.
Man. I'm gonna pair you guys up round 1 of the next pod. Look out!
I'm so excited.
We'll have a knockdown drag out fight between you guys.
He is actually one of the funnier people that I've actually seen see play a game. Like just legitimately good, humorous fun for like the entire match.
At Valdor, press F for the sisters. Yeah, I hope it's not over quite yet, but at least this flank I think is gonna get totally obliterated. Doots is on plan, win on primaries, and behind enemy lines. He's gonna hope that the Centurions can't make it back to the other side of the table.
Okay.
Yeah,
here are gonna put their.
I don't know. This is gonna be tough because
Add Valdor in the chat.
the
Dying is the thing that Celestine does best because she does it multiple times in a game.
This one's gonna put his flamer into these Scions.
Yeah.
Into the blue Scions.
Yeah. She's better at it than Gilliman. Gilliman can do it multiple times, but.
And then this one's gonna put.
A lot of
sometimes he forgets how.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just wants a nap.
I think this is gonna be an interesting thing with those eliminators because you are gonna see that 39-inch range gun that's gonna be out of line of sight. I think he's gonna realize that he's gonna cough objective 4 up, but I think he's gonna keep objective 2, objective 5, and he's gonna lock objective 1, and objective 3 down.
Yeah.
I think that's just too much in the face.
Those are the scariest things. For this little castle on objective 1, Dudes would absolutely love to keep those. These characters around and potentially make a play in the later game. But those eliminators are just going to start picking those models off, which is going to be really awkward. And unfortunately, they force pressure on this last Repentia squad. He can't, I think, the hope is that he can force these Centurions out enough that late game he gets 5 or 6 Repentia back, gets a charge through the wall, and maxes it with Miracle Dice. So that they don't get killed in Overwatch, and I don't think that's going to be
is he using the white dice?
I believe that those are the Miracle Dice. Yeah, he's been removing those. So he's got a bunch of 6s in there, which is nice, and a couple 1s for morale.
But you got to have models to use them on.
You sure do.
That's
You sure do.
Flamers.
So I think the model I've seen die the most times, I think, in a game, I've seen an Imperial Knight die 4 times.
That is so much CP.
He blew
how?
almost all of it. Because I was playing Grey Knights, and all I could do was keep smiting this one knight. And he would eat smites, and he would die, and then I would kill him in the next phase, and then he would come back, and then I would kill him again. Oh, man. What a
Grey
game.
Knights versus... All I want to see is Grey Knights versus Slaanesh Demon Army with 4 Demon Princes. That's all I want to see. I want to watch that game every day, at least once.
So we do have Slaanesh versus Chaos, or not Slaanesh, Grey Knights versus Chaos is my matchup this round. We're playing that this week. I'll be streaming that. It's a Chaos Knights, though. It's not.
Oh, but it's not demons.
Yeah.
Though.
Unfortunately, we lost the Slash Demons from Pod 1. But there's still some Nurgle demons in there that I could hit, so we could hit. We could see some rites of banishment go off at some point.
Wasn't he Home Hopper? Was that the name? Home Hopper.
Hobby Wrecker was playing.
Hobby Wrecker. Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah, you can watch the game against the Eldar on that we streamed a couple weeks ago. Super duper cool game. I think we were talking about it earlier. Super high level 40k being played, and just insane plays by both players.
Fun match because we're all having to sacrifice because of the quarantine. I was getting progressively drunker on White Claws as the game progresses. So if you guys want a good laugh, that's all we had in the fridge. I can't. What do you want me to do? I don't know how to make prison wine yet. One thing I got to Google.
Oh no, Colin. Ben has come to my side. He thinks that dropping all of the Centurions at once was the correct play.
Oh yeah, we're looking at it now because he revived all the shots. Ben, I'm taking back my quarantine elbow bump.
Oh no! The reverse elbow bump is happening. Oh no!
Reverse. I'm taking it back.
Okay,
Lost
so
it.
Centurions coming in to rescue the Warlord.
Yep.
They do have to chain back to the objective if they want to grab it and get that bonus point.
I'm kind of wondering why he didn't charge the ones. Oh, those are the Grav ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he might still declare that. The movement is valuable.
I think at this point he's just trying to remove any kind of threats that are on the board. I think he's gonna have to take one more turn of the Exorcist into the Grav, but whatever. Let's do it. He's still got 7 close combat ones in there. But I think you are gonna see, Travi, that you're gonna see that they are super slow. I mean, yeah, he's going everything.
Look at him go fast. That guy just moved 7 inches. That's so fast.
+2 to charge. It's pretty nice.
Okay.
How much CP do you have? Just 1.
Are you excited for 9th edition when GW unveils their new Primus models, which is just a Centurion on a bike? The next generation.
Yeah. And a Centurion Predator and a Centurion or a Primaris Predator and a Primaris
it's gonna be
land speeder.
It's gonna be a Centurion riding a warsuit into battle.
Yeah. We should see a Centurion inside a Redemptor Dreadnought. Let's see that.
Yeah, why not?
So that is AP4.
Ben Starkley thinking that Doots should have just backed off from the Centurions. I'm not sure he has anywhere to go.
Yeah, he was on the
He
line.
has to hit him. I don't know if sending Celestine was the correct play because it's so dangerous. But
I don't think he knew that she was going to take. She had 6 wounds though. He rolled real hard.
I mean, he rolled terribly. That's true. But it's a lot of hits coming through that you got to deal.
Well, with the Flamers, here's the thing about those Flamers shooting at Celestine. Celestine, I think, is toughness 3 and a character, so he is wounding with those Flamers on 2s. So maybe that wasn't a good choice to charge 6d6 Flamers with a -1 modifier on it.
Yeah, you want to force Glarrg to have to move something into this ruin and get punched by all these characters in here. Not that these are big, punchy characters, but I mean, the Repentia are good at fighting, and if you get them and Celestine, there's no CP left on Glarg's side to interrupt. Like you can solo a Centurion unit with those 2 units if you can gang them up. I think sending them in piecemeal was a little awkward.
The scores are really close right now with 14 for the Imperial and 16 for the Raven. But he hasn't even calculated the Reaper yet.
That's true.
So I mean, you still have to even calculate. He's probably got maybe another 2 to 3 points in Reaper right now. Reaper, they actually changed the rules on it. It's actually much easier to get than people think because it's for every 20 wounds of infantry destroyed. You just earn 1 point. So, I mean, he's looking at how many sisters did he have? Like, he had a metric ton of them.
Yeah,
especially with the guardsmen.
He's got 30 sisters, 30 scions, and then the command squads and the Repentia. It's easy. I mean, he's gonna
Yep.
max that. There's no way he doesn't.
You're holding
Correct.
We also
People always thought that. Yep. Sorry, go for it.
Well, we also have some
And I
old
get
school
my
points
last
up for grabs here for Doots. So he has 2 points
Mm-hmm.
potentially on the table that he could grab final round. So they're both going to be a little. The scores are going to be a little bit deceiving for a while. Looks like
Yeah, but
yeah, we did not bonus
Check-
with Glarrg, so we've taken the bonus off the table for him entirely by killing the
Yep.
scouts on objective 4. So that was very lucky for Doots.
But the issue at this point is, I mean, he's probably going to get behind enemy lines. But the issue is, how is he going to kill the chaplain at this point?
let me get a Miracle Ice.
That chaplain is probably going to be right in the middle
Yeah.
of those Centurions. for the rest
He
of the
needed that sister squad to show up, and they did not. They were like,
Yeah.
"We're Valorous Heart, dude. What do you think? We're Bloody Rose. We don't know how to punch stuff.
game.
We just take Hurricane Bolter shots and don't lose any models."
If I step out, you're just gonna kill me. If I chill,
So what can he do?
Hold
What do
more.
you think Dudes can do this next turn?
Yeah, we're seeing him sort of ponder his options. Clearly,
But I also need.
he grabs 4, objective 4, right?
He's got objective 1.
Yeah, does he risk? I guess he continues to hammer the Centurions with this Exorcist. Glarrg has intelligently positioned the Devastators in cover, so that they are going to be a little bit harder to take out. And he's good at rolling
He
sixes.
did do
as we
one
said.
wound. He did do 1 wound to the lieutenant in the backfield last turn.
Yeah, so
He's gonna be able
the
to shoot their
Seraphim do
pistols
fly,
into him.
yeah, so they could potentially just fall back out, and kill him with the pistols, or
I
stay in
think
melee.
you stay in melee. You shoot him with the
He's been-
pistols. You get
he's
another
been
swing.
killing 1 or 2 every combat phase, though. I don't know if you risk it,
Yeah.
because he's going to hold that objective regardless, and you just give him the opportunity to attack you, and he's better at it than you are. I think you pull out.
Yep, he's gonna go lock down
there's a
objective
big
4.
run on 4.
Tempestor Prime back here.
I think that's his bonus point, right?
He has to hold. No, the bonus points will be 1 and 2 for Doots.
He
And they're
owns
3
he
and
owns 1.
4.
Oh, well, he does have more models on 2, so he does hold. He does hold the
Yeah,
bonus
so
point.
he is going to grab the bonus. The 4 is Glarg's bonus point for this mission. So Doots has eliminated the bonus point from Glarg entirely, essentially. So at
That's
this
gonna be
point,
important.
yeah, I think he's just gotta pull back, see if he can't pick off a fairly easy unit like that lieutenant to grab his kills every turn, and just see if he can survive with the hold more and bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Well,
maybe
he's
things
not
go
gonna
lucky,
get kill
and,
more.
and we and we see him blast some of these Centurions off the table with this Exorcist this turn.
Well,
But-
so he's not gonna get kill more. There's almost no way in hell he can get kill more.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
that's
he,
what-
but he will get
That's what
hold
happens
more.
when you
He
bring
will get
4-man Scion
bonus.
squads.
So he'll be up to 2. Old school, he's not gonna be able to get. So basically, he's just gonna get 4 points this battle round. He'll get behind. He'll max behind. So he'll get 6. Put him at 20. Opponent will be at
Yeah, second
18, not
bracket
including
was-
Reaper. Reaper, he's easily got
He's at
3.
second.
So actually, even at the end of this battle round, if everything goes Doots' way, he's still going to be down by 1 with the Centurion player going next.
These are
Ugh,
Has
it's
to
going to
be
still be an uphill
offense,
battle.
4 in the front.
okay. So
Well, he's gonna max
So I'm gonna
BEL,
start with
right? And then he's gonna hold bonus, so he's gonna be up by 1.
So he's not going to get the Chaplain. Behind enemy lines in Last Blood until the final battle round. But he is going to get hold more, kill more, and bonus. So he'll get 5.
Oh
which brings
yeah,
him
yeah,
up
yeah.
to
The
19.
Raptors will get
But it-
kill more. Yeah.
But his opponent's at 18 right now, not including the Reaper, which he has 3 on, so 21, 19. So even with everything going Doots' way, he's still down 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Moving on 3s.
the big interesting part is this Imperium list. Your character support isn't that impressive.
Well, Celestine.
Yeah, I mean, she's
But she didn't.
not around
Yeah, she
anymore.
didn't.
So 4 wins.
She died.
Yeah, I mean he's got He's got the Canonist in the back who can pull some weight.
I'll do these one at a time.
He's
because
got
I
to
can
hope these
take them away in
Repentia
such a way that,
don't die. He's got two
they get
Canonists,
covered.
actually.
Okay, so the first one's got to go.
I think he's hoping for a massive high roll on the
makes
Exorcist
it.
and knocking out a squad.
Yeah,
of Centurion.
Yeah,
I think that's what he has to go
It's
for.
like I was saying before. He's got to knock one out, and then
he's doing 4-ups for these two.
looks
There's
like
one, though.
No, actually, it's still 5s because he's outside.
Yep, this is the Exorcist. There's 5 more.
Got one.
There's
and
one.
takes one.
I think he got one more.
Damage on one.
Miracle dice for 5.
Oh,
Oh, he's Miracle Dice in it.
Nice.
Yep, that's smart.
solid.
Range.
So he got 2 more Centurions.
I'm not sure that was a legal casualty removal there.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Seraphim,
Chat will let us know. They keep everyone honest.
Check this allocation here. Because the front model is out of cover, I believe that wound...
17.
The first one had to go on the model that was in cover because he was wounded. But then the next hit needs to go on this model who's outside. And he didn't take
Or the
the cover
TO.
save bonus into account, but he didn't put the wounds on that guy. Let me just
Come on,
double
TO,
check.
get in there.
And then I'll talk to the players.
And then they're gonna just consolidate like that. Or not consolidate, that was in combat. Get back here. Okay. I believe that is all my shooting.
Okay.
Charges. Don't think range. Come on. Yeah, no. Okay.
Okay, no, it looks like he was actually okay. He can allocate to the to models that are outside of cover. He just won't get the cover save on the entire unit.
Again?
Did I get
Correct.
one more? I'm on
Cool.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on 3. I'm over
I think I always just eat the ones on the guys that are out of cover first to give me a cover save later. But
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I think everyone would kind of
yeah,
probably do.
So, start of the turn.
But he knocked 2 out of the Grav, which is oh no, sorry, that was the assault.
it's an
The Grav
assault.
are
I think the Grab might not be the most important Centurion units here. No,
he's got 3.
he did kill the lieutenant though, so we got him. We got a kill on the board.
There we go. Pistols will get you to where you got to be.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a close quarters situation with those hand flamers. Ooh, it's a little spicy.
The great thing is now he's officially at just over half Centurions left. So the grind is real. Yeah, when you actually look at it from that way, you're like, oh, geez, you're not even at half.
Yeah, we do have 2 wounded Centurions though, and that is pretty relevant. Those are important wounds.
It looks like he passed turn. Okay, he's calculating up. He's at 19, where I said he was going to be. Yep, Max is. Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't give himself the bonus.
Denise, he didn't give himself. That's interesting.
Lieutenant Phobos.
Is he supposed to give himself the bonus?
Yeah. Let me check. I'll check in with them.
Move this way. These scouts are going to advance, so they've moved their 6. And
Hey guys, real quick question. Does Doots have the bonus point for round 3 here?
Yeah, he put it down, didn't he? Oh no, you didn't put it down.
I think I put it
There it is.
No, you put this one.
Oh, I was thinking
and
of
the
yours.
Yeah, you had the bonus.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
thanks guys.
Yeah. So
Score
then-
is 20 Doots,
One entire
18 with no Reaper calculated for a Glarrg.
With a big old asterisk.
These guys are just going to go
Yep.
on the point.
Yeah, Denise saying if the Saint goes in, he kills 1 to 2 more Centurions. Yeah, what we were talking about earlier, because I think it would have been a big expenditure of resources, but potentially, because she flies, she could declare
Reason to get closer to you there.
Lias Issodon, and then use the 2 6s in the Miracle Dice pool to automatically make that charge. I think it was an 11 that she needed to get to him.
It was
And then
10. Yeah, it was 10.
and then she consolidates into the Grav Centurion, so they don't get to shoot the next turn. Assuming she kills him, which I guess is. I mean, he is a Space Marine character. It's always a question mark.
Well, there is a Raven Guard strat for 2 CP, or 1 or 2 CP, where they are able to break out of combat and still shoot and charge normally.
Well, he was out of CP at that point.
But I think he was. No, he had 2 left still. He used his last 2 on the second shooting round. No, you're right.
Yeah,
He was out.
think he
Nope,
was
you're.
out.
Yep. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, so
And here come the bolters.
that would have stopped a lot of that
Threes,
shooting.
They are in reroll range.
Maybe
now.
kept some of the
He is
at
gonna-
least the sisters alive to body block for another turn.
He's probably
So
shooting at
no
Seraphim
APX,
here.
Assault Doctrine.
Yeah.
3s.
It's a lot of saves. Yep, Seraphim, go
7,
bye-bye.
8.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Yep, and now he's doing his
And
pop
then-
shots. Yeah, he knows this is it. Yeah, he's just clearing off
Grab
stuff off the
Centurion,
objectives.
Yeah, this is Centurion's doing Centurion things. We'll just remove wholesale units from the board.
Assault shots
27-inch bolters.
with
Pretty
everything.
good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I played against
Grab,
someone who ran assault launchers on them,
fives,
or the assault missile launchers,
-3.
because they're
Really? Interesting.
assault weapons and you can advance and shoot them.
3.
At a neg 1 modifier. Oh, I guess they don't take a penalty. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well,
I don't know, I think
I
I'd still
think
always
they
take the
they
bolter.
still they do still get the penalty for moving, but he
they
wasn't
get the
he
big
wasn't
one.
deep striking his Centurions. That was why, because a lot of times people would just deploy out of their range, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna run at you."
Grab Centurions, just remove the last exorcist.
Everything into their panties.
And we're trying to take out the Repentia with the executioner bolts here from the Eliminators now.
Yep, they're just going for the targets.
Actually, no,
I
one's getting rerolls.
think they're probably going to talk it out at the end of this
First one
round.
getting rerolls from Issodon.
Yeah, we'll see. It might be worth
They're
might
both
be
getting-
worth it to
hitting
Doots
on
to play it out
twos,
because he does have
rerolling.
bonus points on the line. But we'll see what
Yeah.
what the players
Wounding
decide.
On
Mm-hmm.
trees.
We do in the T5S2 series, we do allow players to concede and talk games out. Sometimes some systems view that as collusion, but because TTS games usually take a long time, we want people to be able to, get on with their life.
Twos.
And we've all played
And
games that
wounding
have
on
been
threes,
just
rolling ones.
you can see the writing on the
Two.
wall. It's Sunday afternoon. It's pretty sunny where I am. Hopefully, it's sunny where you guys are. There's all other things.
It's gonna be the end of my turn, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so kill hold.
Because I'm
That's
trying
it
to think
for Glarrg there?
realistically.
Yep,
We got the
just-
2
so
kills
Duke-
for the Killmore.
Mhm.
and
Got the
yeah,
2.
like
He's still
that,
not doing
so
Reaper
that
yet.
I will do at
Um,
the end.
So what do you do here as Doots? What do you do? I mean, do you move the Scions outside the back on objective 4 a little bit forward, try to shoot those scouts that are coming in?
Yeah, I mean, they're significantly out of threat range of the
Mhm.
Centurion, so you might as well. And even the scouts shooting back, you will get cover against them, not the Centurions, but against the scouts for sure. So absolutely, they're fairly well positioned to kill scout squads with the -2 AP on their guns there. So
Yep.
that's the easiest kill on the board that I can see for Doots, so I absolutely would go for that. And he has
All
the
he has to-
Tempestor Prime to buff those guys up too.
This is such a bump.
And I think Doots is in a really good position here that, those Centurions realistically are not going to pull all those characters off objective 1. I think he's just going to keep using the terrain to hide. He's going to be able to, and this Centurions do only move 4 inches a turn,
Mm-hmm.
so they're super slow. I think once he locks down, he's moving back from objective 4. See, I probably would have tried to kill that scout squad.
Yeah, I wonder if he's worried about a charge to get Glarrg that bonus again, but I think he tried
Well,
to
we're
kill
moving
him.
on. He's going to be on tactical or assault doctrine this turn.
Yeah.
This is moving on to turn 4.
Well,
So a lot of the weapons.
As we've seen before, I think even without the -1 AP, scouts will beat the crap out of Scions in combat. It's definitely not why
they're
Scions are
bolter
here.
scouts. They're bolter scouts.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I would have gone. I think I would have measured from the Eliminators, seen their max range, try to nuke out that back
Looks like,
squad.
it looks like he's just sitting back on his bonus there, just grabbing that hold.
But he's going to want kill
Oh,
one.
he's not
though, and I think that
bonusing.
would probably.
He's not bonusing anymore because he needs 2 to bonus.
Goes off.
That's my bad.
Yeah,
Goes off.
I think he's going to need to try to get a hold one or a kill one though. And I'm trying to look around. I don't see where he's going to be able to get a kill.
Yeah, he's already ended his turn actually, so he just took his
never
hold.
mind
Yeah.
So he's going to be going 6, so 7 inches plus 7 is 14.
Yeah, it looks like this. We got +2 movement from Lias Issodon here, from the +1 movement and then +1 to advances, so he was able to get on the objective 2 to grab hold more, and then looks like we'll probably try for a long bomb charge onto these
Charge.
Tempestus and
Scouts.
see what happens.
Yes, so no shooting. Actually, I've got my eliminators.
Glarrg almost
squad
passed without
into
shooting
the
actually.
Pantheon.
He's just trying to kill these Repentia. These Repentia are staying strong, though. This Hospitaler's
That's it.
working overtime.
Why are they twos again?
Hold the line.
They get +1 to hit, +2 to hit with the line of sight.
It is
ignoring
conceivably the easiest thing for him to shoot,
that's right,
especially
yeah.
now that he's in Assault
so,
Doctrine. You know, you
yeah.
might as well just try
It's
to
the
shoot
easiest kill on the
sisters.
table for sure.
And 5
And plus, I think he's already max Headhunter. I mean, if you got 2 points from, do you get 2 points from Celestine?
I'll hit.
Because she does technically die, right?
wound.
I
No,
no,
you don't
believe
get a
that you
bonus
do.
on the-
Chat, anyone
I
got
don't
some?
remember.
Do you get 2 points if Celestine dies? Comes back
Yeah,
to life,
her
kill again?
ability. If I remember correctly, most of the bring back to life abilities trigger when you are destroyed. So you would get the points for destroying them, but I think it depends on the specific one.
Charge phase. Scouts will charge the
'Cause
Tempestors.
he's only killed.
So you
Oh,
get
we got a
+1
missionary.
because of hungry for
Uh,
Yeah, so
you
it's
got one Magifier.
so Celestine is destroyed and then returned, so she you would get points for Headhunter for destroying her.
You get 2. Because that's what that is actually what he calculated. Because those are the 4 Headhunters that are dead.
Yeah, he's also killed a bunch of little characters. There's two dead Magifers also.
I only saw one.
There's
by
a
the
missionary,
Exorcists.
and a
Missionary
Magifer.
and a Magifier, and then Celestine twice. That's
And then
all I
Celes-
see.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. I think this is just a huge bundle of characters in the corner.
Gorgeously
We
painted,
have
though.
another.
Gorgeously.
Yeah, they look good. These Hospitaler is on a huge base. I didn't realize how enormous her base is.
10 +
She's
1
got to
is
fit a
11.
whole
I
extra
actually
system
kinda-
in there. So
If you actually zoom into it and kind of look at it close, like I love how they actually make these models. I think they just 3D print pictures, and that's kind of how they make
wounding
these
on
models
trees.
for this game.
Well,
Some of
yeah,
them are
it's,
actually
And then
they come
Marksmen,
in from
assault
the
doctrine.
they come in from the 360 view on the GW website. You can convert that to a 3D file.
so his Tempestor Prime OG
Unfortunately,
is actually the model from the original Dawn of War Imperial
Oh
Guard.
yeah, absolutely.
That's the original model, and then some of them, like the canonists, are actually drawn, like
Yeah.
colored, drawn, and then the other ones are actually just pictures that have
3D
been sculpted.
sculpted.
I actually dig the pictures,
Remember this
and I
guy
love that people.
staring at me on my on the menu screen angrily.
There's if anyone in chat plays Eldar, if you go into the Steam workshop and look for Eldar, there's a workshop for the Dawn of War 3 Eldar models. So the Uthway Eldar, they look sick. If you wanted to run those in your lists, because they actually have a lot of different options for the Farseers that are non-GW script, i.e., like their actual models. They're actually just like from the video games.
I get a miracle dice for my.
Ben Sarkley asks, he's assuming that the large ruins don't block line of sight. They do. So all of the large ruins block line of sight. The Eliminators can fire their Executioner bullets, though, which ignore line of sight, which is the why Glarrg is able to shoot. And they ignore cover. And they give you +2 to hit. Just a whole laundry list of abilities. So that's why the Eliminators are still able to fire, even though there's nothing in line of sight.
Turn 4 or 5, if they are still alive, those things are some casualty-producing models, because you're able to just thin out, reach out, and touch, and grab stuff, and, kill it, and knock it off the board. It's like he made his charge.
Yep. And he's killed half this Scion unit. Oof.
Killed half the Scions.
Assault
That's a
Doctrine
leadership break.
getting work done here.
And he's going to hold 4 objectives.
Yep. So coming right to the close of the game here, Glarrg is being smart. He's playing for the win. He's not trying to really push things through and give Doots an out. So these Centurions, you can see, have actually moved back away from the ruin, so that there's no way that these 2 Canonists can come in and roll some good dice and make something happen.
He does not want to even cough up a kill one at this point. You play smart, deny your opponent, and even then, I don't think he wants to kill more than 2 things a turn just to begin with, so he can farm his opponent.
Yeah, there's no reason to continue to push.
Kill the scout. Yep. Got a scout bolter dead.
Yeah, it was with bolt pistols, or at the hotshot pistol, I think.
Mm.
And then here comes the Tempestor with his command rod. He'll get you. He'll bunk you with that rod. Look out.
Yep, 2 hits. Oh, there we go. Got another scout.
Killed him. Get out of here.
This is my zone.
This is my objective.
This is my house.
Yeah, we were ordered to objective 4. And by the Emperor's name, we will hold. Oh, maybe not. They were missed a bunch of times.
Sergeant. One wound.
Exit.
Oh. Down to 2 scouts. All right, well.
Okay, so fight back. Just 2
Good
guys.
job,
Right.
Tempestus
Get charged,
Scions.
so they do
Proud of
have
you guys.
extra attack.
Oh, but the the Tempestor charging gave them 2 extra attacks.
And 3.
Oops. Oh, but they rolled bad, so it's okay.
Okay.
So
No
killed
wounds. No wounds back. Oh no, he did kill one.
Got one Scion. It's all about that leadership. How low can you get them?
Let's see.
How low can you go?
Yeah, they're not gonna fail. So,
So I
can
will-
you take a morale test on them real quick, just in case you get astronomically unlucky?
So they lost 3. Leadership is 7.
So we could see with a 6 rerolled. No, okay, the scouts don't run away. 1 in 36 that they break there. That would have been glorious. Although the
And then he gets a reroll on it, though. He does get a
yeah,
reroll.
the Scions do
Should
beat
know
out the
here.
scouts on this objective, so they're just gonna stay in melee, but they're not gonna
Okay, last turn.
they're not gonna grab
So
the
he'll get
objective.
another.
I just
He'll
need
get
to
another
do
hold one.
something. These are all
Okay,
characters.
final
Yeah, I
battle
mean,
round.
Doots is just hoping that he'll have one of those units alive for the.
Chaplain is going to.
He's playing for tiebreakers at this point. He's hoping he'll get one for the line breaker for old school, I think, and maybe he can kill those scouts in the last round to get the final round kill.
Actually,
But yeah, Glarrg solidly in the driver's seat,
so is the
way up
leader
ahead on
going
score.
to
He's
advance?
should be at around 29
Well,
points plus
yeah,
whatever he
he has
scores
an
this
account,
round.
yes.
So he's probably going to break 30.
Plus-
Go here.
Plus, no, he's got Reaper. He's got 4 points of Reaper in that bad boy too.
Right, so he's at 29, and then he'll get his he'll
Hold more, kill more.
kill more. Yeah, probably.
Yep. So he'll get another 9. So he's at 8 floor. So he'll be at 32, 33, depending on where it goes.
Yep.
Shooting phase. 2 scouts are going to shoot their.
I think one thing I do like about this Raptors list is that it creates very quick games at 40k. you put
One
all
way
your,
or another.
You put
Yeah.
all your models on the table, and either they're dead or you're dead, and that's
and
what's
then
what's
these
gonna happen.
Grav sense are going to shoot
So
into that.
not the Glarrg. Me and him have been talking. We've been doing some direct messaging because I really like this Raptor list, and he's been kind of guiding me through all the little twists and turns on it. And his Gen 2 list is actually a lot more efficient, as is mine.
Yeah.
So
Don't give
hopefully
away that.
we'll both be
don't
in the
give away
next
that
pod.
tech. Yeah, you guys are in. You guys are
Nope,
signed up
nope.
for pods, so whoa.
Save
Yep.
3.
Hopefully we'll be in the next
Yeah.
pod, and hopefully everyone else that hops in.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are ready for some Centurions.
Big downside is I can't pair you and Glarrg and Sun Tzu all together in the first round. Like I can only give you one of them
Hurricanes.
on round 1.
I would actually like to play Tunsu. I have not
Yeah.
had a chance to play him yet.
So I'm just saying
And as I've
he was
commented-
talking some shit about the Raptors, dude.
3s.
He thinks he's got a
he
game.
is-
Or 2 upsets.
He is legitimately one of the funnest people I've actually listened to play a game. He's funnier than I am. I would very much enjoy to play a game, me and him. I think the shit talking would be biblical. If to use that on a scale people can understand. I think it'd be probably a lot of salt in the game too, which is always going to be enjoyable. Those are always, as long as the shit talking is like in a friendlier way and not people to be taken personal. I think those games are a lot of fun to watch.
At Valdor pointing out, quite rightly, that Raven Guard are all about quick fights.
Skill,
So
onto the
Yeah.
combat phase.
they're in and out.
Scouts will fight into
One and
spells,
done.
so you don't get assault on them.
Great army to play at a GT because you can knock out your game real quickly, head to the bar, have a few drinks. Little pro tip for the LVO next year. If you are able to get your round done in the first 30 to 45 minutes, you will have 2.5 hours to go gamble and sit at a bar.
So, chat, what do we think? Should we allow grudge matches in the T5S2?
100%.
Should we let CBRN and Sung grudge match in Pod 3? Yeah, Sung, you guys are both in Pod 3, so
One wound.
Ooh, Pod 3. That's where the all stars are.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do morale.
You got a new list too? Oh man, but I saw you play your last one, so I'm not too worried.
Oh
But I am
wow.
excited to see what you're running now. There we go.
Spitting
There we go.
straight fire.
Yeah. So it begins.
Oh, is that one scout alive on objective? That is frustrating.
What do I need to do here?
Of course it is.
I need a kill. I need a hold.
It's a slap fest. It's just slapping.
If I kill 2, I need 3.
Dude's just planning out his his
breaker.
maximum score here he could achieve.
Yeah.
If I kill 2, I can get everything. No, you're holding more.
Yeah,
you.
Call this the turn 2 Seaburn versus the Ting Sao game. Where you just kind of plan out the next 4 rounds because it's pretty much over.
Kill these. And then kill the scouts. I can tie you.
Oh, he's playing for a tie. If he can, I'm not sure he has the.
How
Points
was he
to play
getting a
through
tie
that.
when they?
I don't know if he's thinking of the Reaper points yet.
How are you going to get 5 points this one round?
Do it.
Even without Reaper
needs
being
to get
done.
he needs to get 9, right? Because well, he could
I
grab
was-
5 if he kills. He's going to get 3 on old school, so there's 2 right there, right? And if he kills 2, he kills more
first
because
one,
Glarrg only killed one thing. Glarrg only killed the
He's-
Magifer.
He needs to kill the scout, so he'll get 2 on. He'll get last blood, and he'll get behind enemy lines.
Yep. So that's
he needs
2.
to survive 1 more.
I will
That's
advance
2.
this canonist.
I don't see how he's going to get objective 3, 5, or 2
Right. So he's
outside of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, I mean, maybe his other kill is these 2 Centurions on 3. I think that's what he's setting up for. He's gonna try to get 2 long charges from behind line of sight. Yeah, that's what he's measuring.
Oh, it's an 11-inch, 10-inch charge.
Oh, he has so many miracle dice though, dude.
Oh,
Good
call.
He's got 2
But
11s sitting right there.
But he's literally charging assault Centurions that have no wounds on them.
Phase, this guy's
I don't think power weapons are the best, or I don't think he's got a blessed blade.
So 2 attacks.
I don't
Blessed
know
blade
what
on the
their melee
canvas.
weapons do.
Actually, I probably
Yeah,
so
that's 3 damage, strength 5. So it'll wound on 4s.
Strength 5.
And he's got some
so
4s he could sub in here, right?
charges.
He's got 1
Yep,
4
5.
he could use.
He's going to charge these.
5 attacks. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounded on 4s.
Yep.
Neg 3, D3 damage.
So there's the first one automatically
Um,
passing.
Yep.
Ooh, don't let
staying
Issodon
outside
intervene
any
into you,
heroic
though.
interventions.
Okay, he just declared he was not going to.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that could have been
So I'll start with her.
disastrous. Oh, but the other one, he didn't put the
do
other
you
one
let
in.
him? Do you let him? Let him,
Yeah,
and then charge in with the other candidates.
Well, that triggers
I
at
know
the
you
end of
can't.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Force to wound.
I mean, at this point, we were all deprived of seeing Celestine in close combat, which I'm very upset about.
Yeah,
So,
Ad Valor
I
Sisters
want
are
to see
all
something
about
good.
that yo-yo. That YOLO, yeah.
And then
Ooh.
3 more. So total 4.
So he subbed 1 automatic wound in from Miracle Dice, and then wounded naturally 3 times, and they failed all of them. He did kill that unit.
Yep.
Oh, that was
Nice.
intense. That was a sick play by that canonist there. I think Doots needed that
But he's got
1 or 2 turns earlier. I
No,
think
he's got
that
to
would have
kill a
helped.
single Scout Sergeant.
Imagine if that would have been Celestine.
Yeah, and then so now he's just
All together.
he's just hoping against hope
gonna
that
be
we
total
can kill
5
this scout.
attacks.
So there's Last Blood. There's behind enemy lines. He's gonna
Oh no,
Probably
that was
kill-
not great.
5s.
kill more.
He fails to wound. Oh,
That's okay, though.
dear.
He still has more troops there.
He's gonna use
Yeah,
You can't
but
lose.
it
That scout
loses
cannot
him-
kill that one.
It loses him out on the
1 hit.
kill more point though. He would have killed more if he killed that scout.
Did he kill 2 things or just one?
Yeah, 'cause he killed all these Centurions. And
No, I mean by on
Glarrg.
logs,
Yeah, Glarrg
rather
killed
than-
this Magifer. Yep, and that was it. He just hit it with
So
the
just
Centurions.
That's right.
So they
I
both
remember
killed
that
one.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're totally right. 1 Scout Sergeant.
You did kill and hold. We killed the same.
Watch him forget to do the Reaper altogether.
Did I get hold of it? Oh, I got it, yeah.
Okay,
but I
got
did
it.
get
2.
I got
Oh,
And I got it.
here
That
he
chaplain
goes. Here he
surviving,
goes.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got it.
That chaplain surviving. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Boom.
Brutally close
Wow.
game.
Well,
I think
Close score.
if he would have got
And that was-
a
that was
few more
tight
things
right
that
to
went
the
his
very
way
end.
turn 2, I
Yeah.
think this game could have been
I think
easily in
I
Doots'
needed to do
favor.
more with the.
I'm gonna push it back to the players there talking about the end of the game here.
Tempestus slow rolling a bit.
Yeah,
and the
You can ask them
Exorcist, that whole
what they thought of the game.
turn of shooting really was the
Yeah, that was
deciding factor
the
there.
decider. Yeah, because that kind of lets your sense kind of just run around.
Yeah.
Pick stuff up.
I
But
like the
they-
styles though. They're
them's the
really
best.
strong the turn they come in.
Yeah, that beta strike is super good.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go second. I'm not gonna lie. my whole strategy was going second and being able to like counter drop you, but
yeah.
it worked out okay because your low rolls on the Exorcist basically.
Yeah, they are. I'm honestly I'm thinking about getting rid of them because they're so finicky.
When they work, they work. But
Yeah,
otherwise, yeah.
and not only that, but they kind of eat a lot of my CP early on in the game.
Yeah.
And for like all that, I could just, essentially double my Scion drop.
I think I don't know what you think about this, but like having some of the transports for the Repentias.
Yeah, that was
Like,
another
they're
thing
just,
I'm
like,
thinking about.
they're so vulnerable just out by themselves.
Yeah, I typically still get their value.
Oh, definitely, because they're so like cheap for what you can do with them.
They're 100 points, man.
Yeah.
100 points for those units. And so the first one that went up and charged your aggressors paid for both of them.
Yeah.
Right
Oh
off the
yeah,
bat.
easily.
But yeah, the Rhino is nice for things like snipers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, great game. Had a good time. We'll have to let's do a rematch here one of these days.
Every time I play Sisters, I get more and more impressed with how good they are.
Yeah, it's a strong codex, and the cool thing is you can do almost whatever you want. Like you can go full on into melee combat. You can
Also Celestine dying in Overwatch was pretty big as well.
That was a bit of a miscalculation for me. I probably should have just sent her into Lias alone. But hindsight's 2020. And also missing the Miracle Dice save on the Repentia was pretty bad too. But hey, live and learn. The thing with Miracle Dice is like they can come in so clutch, right?
Yeah, especially for
with
charges and stuff like that.
Yeah, charges, and like you can see, like I had a ton of Miracle Dice here. Like this Canoness can just roll up with an Inferno Pistol and just melt a character, like it's no big deal.
And that Miracle Dice you used at the end to get that wound, like if you hadn't got 4 wounds, you could have like not killed all the Cents. So it's a huge deal.
Yeah. But yeah.
Thank you so much for the game. That was really tight.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for playing that out. That was a sick game.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was super fun. Very, very tactical.
Yeah. Yeah, we were actually in commentary. We were talking about the Lias Issodon play with Celestine to charge her over the Centurions and then try to engage them. So that
would have been the play.
That seemed that would have been pretty tech for sure.
Yeah, I think in my mind I was like, I have to do something about these Centurions.
Yeah.
And Celestine is not bad at killing them. Not exactly great, but yeah, in my mind I was still thinking about I have to kill all the Centurions instead of just like I can just hide.
I think it was probably the correct thing to do, because if you kill Issodon, then Celestine's kind of in the middle of everything, and like the Centurion, even if you pile into one group of Centurions, they're basically all going to be able to shoot you. The other ones.
Yeah. The thing about that is, you kill her in shooting, and then she pops back up, and it kind of forces you to pull your dudes back when you assault her.
Yeah, you'd lose the. She could have, I think, consolidated into the Grav cannon Centurions, and then so you'd lose their shooting, and then whatever you have to put into her to kill her 2 times, right? So it's a lot of damage output on the subsequent turn.
The problem with that is my Chaplain, the chapter power for Raven Guard for the Chaplain is fall back and shoot, and they were within 6 of the Chaplain even when he was locked in combat, so they could have fallen back and shot.
Oh, okay.
Quite easily.
Well, there you go. Glarg's got us one-upped.
The Raven Guard chapter power fall back and shoot is so strong with Centurions because everyone wants to touch them in combat to stop them shooting, but it just negates that completely. But anyway, thank you very much.
Trevi, thanks for putting the tournament on, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much.
Having a blast.
Thanks for joining and playing. Hope you guys continue. Man. And to you guys and to everybody else, we do have more pods open, so anybody who wants to join, just hit us up on Facebook, and we'll get you on the list.
There's always more games.
There's always more TTS.
Always more games. Absolutely.
This is one of the most fun. Easily one of the most fun tournaments I've played in, and the rules are tight and the players are all really good, so I'd really recommend getting in on it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're already in
absolutely.
pod.
America.
You're already in pod 3 there, Glarrg, right?
Yeah,
So
I've
we'll
signed
see you
up
back.
for top 3.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Sick.
Yeah, it's really about that. I need to sign up for another one.
Yeah.
You got a chance. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just
got a
put you on
brand
the
new list
list.
cooking. It's gonna be good.
Ooh.
Upgrade the
Little
list and
beans.
move on to pod 3.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well,
So-
thanks so much for jumping on the stream and playing the game. And everybody in the chat, thank you guys all for hanging in and watching.
All right.
Hope,
Later, guys.
Hope you guys
GGs.
enjoyed
Well played.
the stream. This was a sick game, and we did see the Raptors advance to the finals. We have the other semifinal round, which will be aired on Friday. That's going to be against a Nurgle Demons list, mostly a large contingent of Death Guard in that list with Mortarion, and that's going to be fighting Salamanders, Tsung Tsu Salamanders.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's a Nurgle Demon Possess Bomb, actually, with Mortarion in it, and Death Shroud Terminators. We got everything.
So excited.
It's going to be sick. Yeah,
So
that game's going to be awesome. So we got two green armies facing off against each other. See who wins.
And with Ting Sao obviously made it to the final bracket, you can see that we're not bringing some real competitive lists, so it's really good, guys. This will be a good fun game.
Oh,
there it is. There's the third one in third one in 30 minutes. I'm ready. I'm ready for pod 3. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll have to open it up to grudge matches. We'll get you guys to fight. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Remember to hit us up if you want to join the any of the tournaments, and we'll get you in. And stay tuned for more stuff. If you want to stick around after this, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be playing my Quarantine Crusher game against Tau Gunline. We're going to see if Tyranids can fight against Tau and not get blown off the table. That'll be fun. That'll be fun for everyone. Maybe I'll go first.
The chat group's going to be delightful on that one.
So I'm going to end this stream, and in about 30-ish minutes, we're going to boot that and kick that off and get that going. So you can watch me lose entire units of Gene Stealers to Overwatch. That'll be exciting.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Colin. Have a good one. And I'll be back online shortly.
Whoop, whoop. Bye.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. Gotta go get my game now.
Yeah, good luck, man.
I'll
What's your matchup?
I'll talk to you later.
What's your matchup for?
I got a Raven Guard versus. That's actually the guy in chat, the Aussie guy.
Oh yeah, you're
playing
playing
him.
Zenith. Of course. Yeah. So
I'm playing the one.
Deathwatch Blood Angels.
Yeah, against Raven Guard, the exact same list.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Super cool list on Denise's part. All right, man. Take it easy.
Okay, brother. I'll catch you. Bye.